But I really do think, Dick, that if I'm the Rams, you know that Tampa likes to play its safeties about 9 yards from the line of scrimmage. Attack early, attack deep, attack often.
Dirk Cutter in his first year as the head coach in the National Football League, and you saw the fine record that Jeff Fisher has against the Buccaneers, 8-1. The Bucs have won the toss, and to no one's surprise, they will defer and let the Rams have the ball first. So Benny Cunningham is back deep. Rookie Roberto Aguayo will be kicking off, and this game is underway. A deep kick by Aguayo, and the Rams will start from the 20-yard line. 25, I should say. And Case Keenum making his 18th career start. Now, he engineered a victory for the Rams in St. Louis last December over the Buccaneers. So if nothing else, would give him some confidence coming into this one.
Well, Jeff Fisher has confidence in him. He told us yesterday that Case, the reason why he's playing and not Goff, 17 gives them the best chance to win now.
Those were his numbers in that victory last December. Going to go to the air on first down, and it's dropped. Would have been a completion for 6 yards. And so let's take a look now at the Rams offense, and this is a team that has struggled. So Gurley, you know, has to carry the ball, but they've got some other weapons, including Britt and Tavon Austin.
Yeah, I like Lance Kendricks too. I think he just had that drop, but he's a tough matchup for any safeties or linebackers on the defensive side.
Second down and 10. There's Kendricks, who's had a good start to the year, and here's Gurley with the carry, and he picks up about 3 or 4 yards on the play. Now, looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, Mike Smith, their coordinator, and they've given up a lot of points, Chris. 64, that's a lot in the first 2 games.
Yeah, 3 plays over 50 yards. Levante David has to play big. Last week against the Cardinals, 0 tackles. He's too good of a football player to throw a goose egg on tackles.
Third down and 7. Cunningham, split to the right, is in at running back. And a timeout called by the Buccaneers.
It's a 30-second timeout.
That's a personnel problem when you match up. Anytime you call a timeout, you do not like it. I might submit to you, they might have had 10 men on the field. That's a communication problem. And see, anytime a linebacker is yelling at the bench, that's either a substitution error or a communication error. So you don't know what coverage. So the last thing you want to do in a third down situation which you control, you don't want to screw it up with a call or a mental error.
Vernon Hargraves, the impressive #1 pick out of the University of Florida, who has looked good so far, is in as an extra defensive back on third down and 7. Cunningham remains the tailback. Keenum quickly gets it out to Tavon Austin. They want to get the ball in his hands as much as possible, and that's why, as the Rams get a first down out to the 36-yard line and a gain of 8.
I don't know why you take your best interior pass rusher, number 93, Gerald McCoy, and you drop him into coverage. Because he's a disruptor. If he drops and you get that little matchup with Tavon Austin, how good Gerald McCoy is, he's not good enough to cover Tavon Austin in the open field. Thus, you got the first down.
Gurley is back in there. And here he is. And there they are, the Buccaneers defense, stopping him after a gain of 2, led by Devontae Lambert, a rookie from Auburn, making his first start, and Lambert starting in place of Robert Ayers Jr., the defensive end, out with an ankle injury.
Just to go back, Dick, I mean, I'm all about zone pressures and all that kind of stuff. Not with McCoy. He's too good of a penetrator, and he causes double teams, which creates single teams for the defensive ends.
You take a weapon right out of the play.
Exactly.
So it's second down and 8. There's Austin in the left slot. Play action for Case Keenum, and his pass to Austin, and it's a completed pass and another first down, beating Chris Conte, the safety, and a 14-yard gain for the Rams.
You sign a $42 million contract. It's their job to find a way to get you the football. And if they can match up Austin against Conte, they're going to take that matchup all day and go after Chris Conte. That's something that they favor and they'll look to exploit.
Conti was raised in Santa Monica, Malibu area. They worked on him there on a first down, another play action, and they go short, and the pass nearly picked off by Levante David, incomplete, and it was intended for Todd Gurley.
Yeah, it was a little screen they had set up right there, and a good pressure forced the bad pass, and Gurley couldn't get around to get it.
Second down and 10. The Rams are in Buccaneer territory at the 47. And here's Gurley off the left side. And that time Conti forced the play from the secondary, and it's a short gain. Conti making the play, but Darrell Smith slowed him up.
And you see Conti making the play nicely from the safety position at 3 yards. So what that tells me, on first down, you have to go deep. Conti's going to come up into your screen right here from the right side. See the nice run support that he's going to give you. So if they're coming that hard on the run from 9 yards, nice little play action, then you attack the post of short safeties.
8th play of the drive. And it'll be 3rd down and 7. See what the Bucs defense can do here. And Keenum is going to go deep, and it's there. Caught, touchdown, Brian Quick. Brian Quick with a 44-yard touchdown pass, and the first touchdown of the year by the Rams, and it didn't take them long to get it.
Attack the post when safeties are up, Dick. I mean, if I can see it up here, they can see it up there, so they're going to throw it up there. See the safety sitting short, and he leaves the corner one-on-one alone. He's looking, where's my help? Is there a miscommunication? But when those safeties are short, that corner needs to be off and inside. He was off and outside, which leaves the defensive back vulnerable to the post, not having a safety there.
So the Rams quiet this enthusiastic crowd here for the home opener, and Greg Zuerlein for the point after. And the kick is perfect, and the Rams on the opening possession look impressive. And it was Case Keenum hitting his targets, including Quick for the touchdown. 7-0 Los Angeles.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
And a beautiful day here in Florida, and there is the scoring drive. 8 plays, 75 yards, and 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions for the Rams. And now let's see the answer for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Jaquez Rogers, who's going to be the backup running back, fields this in the end zone, takes the touchback, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
So when these guys don't back up on a snap, this is vulnerable right here. He's outside, he needs to be inside, because the post will be attacked if those safeties don't get any depth on the snap of the ball. And you see Werner, number 21, give up the inside. There's no post help. It's an easy pitch and catch. And watch Werner's hands go up, Dick. Right here, his hands are going to go up like, where's my help, or whatever expletive you want to insert. Where is my help?
Well, another explosive play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneer defense. Starting from the 25, Jameis Winston handing off to Charles Sims. Sims in there for Doug Martin, who is out with a hamstring pull, they say about 3 weeks. And Sims making his first career start. We have a penalty flag down as you look at the difference between weeks 1 and 2 for Jameis Winston. Ed Hockley, the referee this afternoon.
Personal foul, clipping, offense number 82. That's enforced half the distance to the goal from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
So that's Brandon Myers, and Tampa Bay coming in a little short in the tight end position with Luke Stocker out, and Austin Seferian-Jenkins waived for off the field problems on Friday.
Sometimes when the guy's new in there, Dick, he wants to make an impression and over aggressive. Hitting a guy in the back, you have to have the discipline to stay off.
152.
So it'll be first down, and now 22 back on the 13 for Winston in an early hole. And here is Sims, and Sims is going to lose some more yardage. No chance. Aaron Donald And you're looking at arguably maybe the best defensive front in the NFC at least. Donald make the tackle and a loss of 4.
When you take a guy that can drive an offensive guard into the backfield because his hands are inside. Watch his hands. It's all about hand placement. When those hands are in, you're going to win. He's in control of the blocker, disengaged, not get 1-for-1, and is able to make the TFL tackle for loss.
Everything has initials today, right?
It does.
Second down and 26, back to the 9. Winston inside his 5, and the pass is deflected at the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up 3rd and long, and it was Donald who got the hand on that pass attempt by Winston. Let's look at the Tampa Bay offense, and of course Sims, you know, for the running back Martin and the rest of the group.
And Brandon Myers has to be a factor blocking today. Without the clip, he's a good solid player. That'll win.
3rd down and 26. What do you do now when you're on your 9? And
don't turn it over. Don't try to get it all. Punt, play defense.
Inside the 5, drilling it, and this pass is going to be caught by Vincent Jackson, but shy of the 1st down. Game break time. Let's check in with Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Dick. In Seattle, Seahawks struggled last week against the Rams. They're on the board early in this one, just the 3rd play of the game. Kristen Michael, 41-yard score. That's the first rushing touchdown of the season for the Hawks. Seattle up 7-0.
All right, Carissa, they may be a bit angry after losing to the Rams last week, Chris.
Teams usually respond to challenges.
Tavon Austin is back deep, and Brian Anger, who's been a terrific punter thus far for the Bucs. And they come in and very nearly had it blocked, and Austin at the 22. What a great punt that time by Anger, 55 yards. So the Rams get the monkey off their back as far as touchdowns are concerned. They lead 7-0, and they'll get the ball back when we come back.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light. Beer with your team on it.
Back here in Tampa, the Rams with their 2nd offensive possession, and Case Keenum fresh from his first touchdown pass in his last 4 games, and so the pressure on Mike Smith, the defensive coordinator here.
Well, they're still learning his defense, but you know, the number one thing about defense, two number important things: communicate and get lined up. There's a lack of communication on the last big play by the Rams for 6 points.
From the 29-yard line, Keenum, another play action. And this pass is to Tavon Austin. They go short this time on an out, and he is knocked out of bounds after picking up 6 yards with Conti making the play.
Yeah, I like the play call right here by Rob Boris, the offensive coordinator. Play action on 1st down. Because look, for them to be good this year and successful on offense, Gurley has to have success. So you have to do everything possible to set him up to have success. One way to do that is play action on 1st down.
There's Boris upstairs. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Vernon Hargraves, number 1 pick, is in the game. And it's going to be a running play to Todd Gurley, but he is hit by William Golston and limited to just 2.
Okay, something to anticipate now from Tampa. They're not a great man-to-man team, but this down and distance, you really have to play man or a short zone where you jump routes and play routes. They tried to go to the zone blitz last time, dropping McCoy. I promise you, he'll be in the pass rush now, number 93.
Well, the Rams told us yesterday they thought they were very close offensively for letting it really get unleashed. It'll be 3rd down and 4. They've converted both of their 3rd down conversions so far, and this pass is intercepted. And there's a race into the end zone. And a touchdown by Quan Alexander. Right in his hands. I didn't see a Ram receiver in the neighborhood. That was a 35-yard return on the first takeaway this season for the Buccaneers.
He just read Tavon Austin, forcing the ball to Tavon. Tavon set it down where he should have broke it out, allowing an easy breakup by number 58, Quan Alexander. See Tavon sit that down? Instead of breaking away from the coverage, he set it down right in the coverage, allowing Quan Alexander to get the great jump. You need to go over to the sidelines, Case, get Tavon aside, saying if you got that linebacker on the inside of you, break it to the outside. Now, Snor, that's not an excuse. That's still on Case Keenum, but Tavon can help him by running a route off the linebacker.
Officially a 38-yard return, so Keenum with a touchdown pass and then throws a pick six, and Aguayo with the extra point. And this kick is no good. He hooked it. So here is the second-round draft pick, Aguayo, and he has struggled somewhat, but this is the big moment for the Bucs defense. Alexander with the interception in return for score.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Ford F-Series, the official truck of the NFL. By Taco Bell, sometimes you gotta live Moss. And by Sprint, switch and save today. Learn more at sprint.com/network.
That's Ybor City, one of the great locales in this area. Quan Alexander, by the way, that's his first career touchdown and his third career interception.
Quan was upset the way he played last week in Arizona. And we had a chance to speak with him. He had a little fire in his eyes. He wanted to make amends from last week.
Benny Cunningham, and that's returnable. And they're going to fake the handoff in the end zone, and Cunningham with a great return. And Cunningham, who returned a kick 102 yards against the Bucs last December, which is a career high for him, stopped by the kicker Roberto Aguayo after getting it back 45 yards.
Well, the only thing I got to say about that play, give Aguayo a helmet sticker. Because there's something you don't see very often where a kicker actually making a pretty solid tackle.
That means he could play for the Buckeyes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, almost. Let's not get carried away, but you can kick for him.
You're a tough judge.
Yes.
1st and 10 from the 40 for the Rams. Todd Gurley up the middle. And Gurley pushes the pile and gets about 7 or 8 yards out of it.
That's what you want from that young man right there, Gurley. To run angry and not go down on contact, first contact, and making people miss. See, average backs have been stopped for 3. Good backs take a 3-yard hit at contact and turn it into a 7-yard gain, and the Rams offensive linemen sustain their blocks.
Feet keep going.
Feet keep going. Never stop your feet.
2nd and 3 at the 47. Keenum doesn't have the first target and throws this one into the ground. And there was Alexander in the neighborhood. Tavon Austin was the intended receiver, so that will bring up 3rd and short.
So if I'm the Bucs, what am I thinking? Okay, 3rd and short. Who do they like? Well, they like Kendricks on the short little routes, and they try to match up Tavon Austin.
And they have Benny Cunningham in the game as a receiver out of the backfield as well. They move Austin to the right side.
The best cover guy, Grimes, on him.
And there's the slant, and it's dropped by Kenny Britt. Would have been a first down for the Rams, but the second drop of this first quarter by a Ram receiver will bring up 4th down.
Actually, a very good play call. Right here, 3rd and short. Again, sometimes on those screens, poorly formed ball, though he had to turn around for it. That's where Case Keenum can put it on his number so he can transition.
Johnny Hecker with the kick. Adam Humphries will let this bounce at the 10. Takes a Ram bounce, and they have enough guys to down it inside the 10. 7:38 to go in the first quarter. And it's all 7-6 Rams lead. Back here in Tampa with the Rams leading 7-6. Aguayo, the 2nd-round pick, missing an extra point after Quan Alexander's pick 6. And a first down on the 8-yard line. Jameis Winston handing off to Charles Sims. And the tackle made by the middle linebacker Alec Ogletree, and switch to the middle this year.
Feels comfortable in there. Speaking with him, he feels at home and is off to a quick start. 27 total tackles on the year.
2nd down and 6. Evans and Jackson are split to either side. And they go to Sims again, and Sims will get out to the 15-yard line, making up a few yards. It'll be 3rd down and about 4 now.
Charles Sims, of course, mentioned one man's loss is another man's opportunity, and Charles Sims is getting his shot to be a full-time back today. Will be spelled a little bit by Jacquizz Rodgers when he gets into that ball game.
And Chris Sims has been probably best known as a receiver out of the backfield. Good pass catcher. But making his first start, hopes to make the most of it. 3rd down and 3. Winston, and that pass way off the mark, intended for Evans. Not even close, and 4th down coming up. So 3 and out the first time for the Bucs, and 3 and out once again.
Nice job by LaMarcus Joyner. Evans, with his height advantage, couldn't take advantage. That's one you think you would win with that size. And Joyner's in there playing him tight man-to-man, about 5'9", 5'10", going up against the 6'5" Evans. That's just a 1-2 thing right there. I want it more than you want it.
Jump ball. Brian Anger inside his 5, and Tavon Austin looking for good field position for the Rams. Beautiful hang time, and the fair catch called for by Austin at the 32. Not bad field position when the Rams, with a 1-point lead, go back on offense when we return in just a moment. Robert Quinn and the rest of the defensive line, the obvious strength of this Ram team. But they're on offense now. Case Keenum, who has completed 4 of 9 for 70 yards. Talk about good and bad. Touchdown pass, and then the pick 6. Starting from the 32. Looking one way, looking a couple of ways, now in trouble, and down he'll go. A big loss, and Levante David, you mentioned at the outset, no tackles for the first time in his career. Last week, loss of 8, gets the sack.
Well, he's a prideful guy, and he's a great football player. Levante David is coming in, and this is kind of little like a zone blitz, and he's coming as a second contained guy, and you see the great closing speed, but that's a coverage sack. Watch 21 Werner. He doesn't go for the double move. They tried to hit him again deep, but that time he was disciplined in his coverage.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 18. The ball back on the 24 for Los Angeles. And Keenum stepping up in rhythm, and the pass is incomplete. Kendricks defended that time by Alteron Werner.
Yeah, in rhythm, Dick, but late. The ball's laid out of his hands, because when you can get a break like that quick on a corner by Werner, the ball was late. That ball's got to be thrown before Kendricks is out of his cut. He was into his cut when the ball was delivered.
Too late then, right?
Too late, too late.
Give the DB a chance to get back. Right, 3rd down and 17. And they're going to hand off to Benny Cunningham. Cunningham with a head of steam. He'll have the first down. And charges his way out to the 47-yard line. And a big running play, 23 yards for number 23.
Well, a problem for this Bucs defense as they go to hurry up, no huddle. Might take a shot here as missed tackles. They had too many missed tackles right there. McDougal missed his tackle. There's a shot.
Cunningham stays in the game, and looking to go long, they go medium, and the pass to Tavon Austin caught at the 40 of the Buccaneers, and another first down for the Rams.
You know, 3rd 17, the Rams ran a draw just to get out of there, give themselves good punting position. But the nemesis for this Buck defense, along with deep balls going over their head, has been an epidemic of missed tackles. And McDougal came up and missed his tackle because his eyes went down. See what you hit what you see. Run through your target, don't run to your target.
Christmas came early for the Rams on that situation. And a flag is down as Gurley carries. Ed Hockley will explain.
Illegal formation offense. Number 83 covered up number 64. and number 64 had reported as an eligible receiver. That's a 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So quick covering up on Andrew Donal, number 64, who is an eligible receiver. So it'll be first down and 15 at the 45 of Tampa Bay. Rams offense, where is it? You're looking at it, 116 yards so far in the game. And here is Todd Gurley. And Gurley gets to the 40, and time for a game break. Let's check in again with Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Dick. A crazy game in New York. 5 lead changes in the second half. This was a 37-yard field goal by Dustin Hopkins that put the Redskins up 29-27. Ensuing drive, Eli with his second pick of the day. Redskins get their first win of the season, 29-27.
All right, Carissa, and the unbeatens fall by the wayside, but not the Minnesota Vikings today.
3-0, winning at a tough place. Cam Newton and the boys. Luke Kuechly.
Of course, Cam got hurt. Second down and 9, and this pass and a one-handed catch. Beautiful catch made by Kenny Britt. Well, television's most original new comedy is being called really funny and hilariously weird. Son of Zorn comes to conquer tonight after The Simpsons on Fox. So it'll be third down and 5. Benny Cunningham back in. Almost 2-1 in favor of the pass for the Rams thus far. And it will be exactly 2-1 here, and the pass is knocked down incomplete, intended for Bradley Marquez, and defended well by the Buccaneers, and that was Quan Alexander, the linebacker. So fourth down coming up.
That's the matchup zone that I was talking about. You show zone, but when people come into your zone, you don't cover dirt. You go jump routes. And right there, Alexander, who's been stout on pass defense so far today, jumped the route of Marquez.
So the Rams will try to get points. Greg Zuerlein with a 53-yard attempt. And he puts his foot to it, and the kick by Zuerlein is good. And the Rams, Jeff Fisher with an 8-1 mark against the Bucs as a head coach, has added to the lead 10-6. Right now, let's go down to Christina Pink.
Well, Dick, Chris, you guys just talking about Quan Alexander. He had the pick 6 earlier. Great defense on that last play. Really young linebacker emerging as the leader in this defense. He would meet with defensive coordinator Mike Smith at 6 a.m. every morning during training camp, eager to learn the defense. Coach told me I wanted to show up at 5:45 because he was so eager. He was always beaming. He told me it was a work in progress. He's built a base, but as Chris pointed out earlier, Alexander coming into this game with a fire, having a great game so far.
And, of course, a really close friend growing up with Jameis Winston.
And let's talk about Jameis, because he's out of rhythm, right? This is kind of continuing. He seems out of rhythm to me. So what's the mindset of Dirk Cutter, the play caller? It's Jameis Winston, you come bring him back in, and you start throwing some quick throws just to get him a completion and just get him back in rhythm. Jacquizz Rodgers back deep for the Buccaneers.
For the second time. So Alexander doing his job and hoping that his home buddy from Alabama, Jameis Winston, does his. They were really good friends, competing in a lot of different sports growing up. They went to different colleges, of course. Winston to Florida State and Alexander to LSU, and that kick sails out of the end zone, and the Buccaneers will take it on the 25.
Let's see what Dirk does here to get him in rhythm. I like the 3-step drops, even a little wide receiver screens. Maybe work a one-on-one matchup with Sims out of the backfield, just to feel it a little bit.
Well, they've been 3 and out twice so far, and Dirk Cutter, he's there, and he's the offensive guru for this team. Trying to see if he can get things going. Paltry numbers for Winston thus far. Safe pass, and the pass caught to an open Mike Evans. That was the great combination the two developed last year, and a first down to the 44.
Got Mark Barron peeking right here, number 26. He's going to peek at the flat route. He'll lose sight of Evans as they run a little in and out. See Mark Barron get froze right there?
And they go to Humphries. Humphries What a cut for Humphries. And he is down at the 25-yard line. So the quick count, the quick pass to Humphries. So after a 19-yard gain, 31 this time to Adam Humphries, and the Bucs are in business.
It's beautiful play calling. It's quick passes. That was a quick pass to Evans. You throw the quick screen out to Humphries, let him do work. And good job by Mike Evans getting a block downfield.
And a first down at the 25. Short drop for Winston. And he'll get it to Evans again, and Evans won't get much. Quick tackle on the 22 for the Rams made by Mark Barron, who played for Tampa Bay. And Mark Barron said this week that, he was really upset, blindsided by the trade that sent him to the Rams in 2014. He was the 7th pick by the Bucs.
Yeah, he's a good player, linebacker.
And the Rams pointing into the Tampa Bay backfield.
And this is where the litigation skills come out in all football players. They all think they can win the case. They don't realize they ignore you when you talk to them.
But there's no appeal either.
No.
False start offense, number 69, 5-yard penalty. Although the defender moved forward, he did not get in the neutral zone. Foul is therefore a false start.
So Eugene Sims was moving forward. DeMar Dotson, the former Bengal, called for the false start.
There you go. Bucs are going a little bit of tempo. And that helps Winston get in his rhythm. Quick passes and tempo, because you have to show the coverage.
2nd and 8 at the 23, under a minute remaining in the first quarter. Winston's pass, and Humphries bounces off a defender. And Humphries will be stopped at the 22-yard line with under a half a minute remaining in the first quarter. That was Troy Hill, who started today's game at the cornerback position. He relieved Cody Sensabaugh last week. They picked on him a lot, but he really showed well. Tough situation to be in.
Yeah, and he'll probably be targeted today, but last week I thought he responded well to every challenge the Hawks threw at him.
This could be the final play of the quarter, and they won't get it off. That will be the end of the first quarter here in Tampa, as the Rams finally score a touchdown and a missed extra point and a field goal, giving the Rams a 10-6 edge. Dirk Cutter in his first season as an NFL head coach, replacing Lovie Smith this season. Start of the second quarter, 3rd down and 6 from the 22 of the Rams. Here comes pressure up the middle, and Winston's pass to Humphries will be shy of the first down. Looks like a yard short of the first down, and LaMarcus Joyner making the play.
Good job by the Rams defense of not dropping past the sticks. That was a zone pressure, but they dropped back right to the sticks, and I like the aggressive play calling here of Dirk Cutter going for it. At the very least, you hard count him to get him to jump, especially with an aggressive D-line.
Ball is on the 16, 4th and 1, and there's the rollout by Winston on the run. Throws, he's got the first down inside the 5 to Mike Evans. Evans gets the first down, and another well-designed play, Chris Spielman.
Beautiful. And one of the things you talk about, first of all, this is all set up by play action and no panic by Jameis Winston. Mike Evans comes slow off the ball like he's kind of fooling him a little bit, and he gets Tremaine Johnson on his backside, then accelerates to the ball. Nice hands catch to get the first and keep the chains moving.
And a 14-yard gain, and it'll be 1st and goal at the 2. And here is Sims trying to test the middle of that very fine Rams line, and that will bring up 2nd down and goal. Start of the second quarter. In the first minute or so, Dick Stockton along with Chris Spielman and Christina Pink here in Tampa.
Just a little bit of a different look for the Buccaneers on their goal line offense. 62 Evan Smith is lined up as the fullback. You might want to watch him. If it's a run, which I would run it again right here, Evan Smith will take you to the football.
Gosder Cherelis is an extra offensive lineman. He's wearing number 78. Myers went in motion, tight formation. Sims again, and Sims looks like He may be stopped short of the goal line, and he is about a half a yard short of pay dirt, as they used to say. And it'll be 3rd down and goal coming up.
This time, Evan Smith, the big fullback, was able to get through the line. Last time he was stopped behind the line, which caused Sims to stop his feet. That time he moved the pile to go forward. And Evan Smith out of the game now. But look, I run it 2 times. I send a message to my team. I send a message to everybody that if we're going to be a good football team, we're going to be a tough football team. Now, they'll probably play action. I'm telling you what I do. I pound it in there.
Well, if they did when they were on the 14 or 15, they're going to do it here. They have 2 chances, tight formation, and here is Sims driving in. Touchdown. If you don't succeed at first, Chris.
Hey, that's all about the linemen. The linemen will get so jacked up about it that they didn't have to call play action pass. They believe in us. They trust us. Let's pound it in there, man for man, and we will get the ball in the end zone. Charles Sims running tough inside. Gutsy call on 4th down, too. I love it.
So obviously more than just a pass catcher out of the backfield is Sims with his first touchdown of the season and giving the Buccaneers their first lead of the game. And of course everything is under review, you know, and that goes for turnovers and scores.
See right there. Yeah, he's in. Touchdown. Let's go. Moving forward.
He is in. So Charles Sims, who's been used as a change of pace running back, but now could be 3 weeks or whatever with Doug Martin out of there, one of the top-notch running backs in the league. Sims has to handle that responsibility. So the touchdown is successful, and now the extra point, Roberto Aguayo, who missed in his first attempt. And this time makes no mistake. Roberto Aguayo with the extra point, and the Bucs lead it 13-10.
Sometimes it's about saying, Coach, I believe. I believe we can run it. I believe we can pound them. I believe we'll score.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Pizza Hut. Bring home the flavor only at Pizza Hut. By Miller Lite, the original light beer. And by Chevrolet, more 2016 J.D. Power Dependability Awards than any other brand.
And following the extra point by Aguayo, Eugene Sims of the Rams, a defensive end, was ejected, called for unsportsmanlike conduct. So whatever Sims did, and we're not sure what it was, he is gone from the game.
Looks like they had a little retaliation, got in a pushing match. The last man caught usually is the one that pays the penalty. Eugene Sims paying a big price. Getting tossed.
So the Buccaneers leading for the first time in this game, still early in the second quarter. And so the kickoff will come from midfield. Well, what are your options here?
What I like, and this is just being, I guess, aggressive mindset. The safe plays to kick it away. I like the high pop. You can get down there. You only have to run 50 yards and get him pinned inside the 10 or 15.
That was an impressive 9-play drive, and Aguayo just says the heck with it, and he kicks it into the second row behind the goalposts. Carissa Thompson with a game break.
Cleveland at Miami in overtime. 3-play, 44-yard drive. Jay Ajayi with his first touchdown of the year, and it came at just the right time. Miami wins 30-24, their first win of the year. Dick, Chris, and Chris.
Thank you, Carissa, and it's their first game in the refurbished stadium down in Miami.
So you're bringing Andrew Donald, 64. So if I'm Tampa Bay, I adjust and slant and angle my defense to where 64 is, knowing that I'm covered up. Right there's Andrew Donald.
From the 25. On an end around, here's Tavon Austin. Austin with good yardage and dives his way close to the 40-yard line, where Vernon Hargraves undercuts him, but not before Austin picks up 14 yards.
Well, again, they're going to have action to Donald right here in the Tampa Bay defense. Has to have a contained player. See, Darrell Smith is being smart, but this guy right here is too fast. He's not chasing. He's doing his responsibility, but you get Kendricks out there with a good open field block with a lot of green for Austin to work.
And on the first down, they're going to give it to Gurley, and Gurley gets 2 yards on first down. Well, the most outspoken duo in sports talk is now on FS1.
Every weekday, watch Shannon and I debate the day's hottest topics.
And I'll let Skip know exactly how wrong his picks were this week.
Like I let you know last week, undisputed, 9:30 Eastern, FS1.
All right, and back here in Tampa, it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Rams. Directing traffic there is Case Keenum, who has completed 6 of 13. 2nd and 9. Keenum's pass, and it's caught by Britt, and he loses the ball. Fumble picked up by Conti, and Conti's still on his feet. Goes back where he started from, and on the turnover, Tampa Bay gets the ball back. Their second takeaway of the game.
Levante David is going to come in and knock the ball from behind. And Levante David understands if the ball carrier is secure, what you're going to do is not tackle the ball carrier, but tackle the football. Watch 54 come up from behind. Right there, pump it out. And I love Conti not falling on it, but picking it up. See, right there is David understanding and trusting that his guy secured the tackle. My job now is not to kill the guy, but to tackle the football. Executed and well done by a veteran.
Charles Tillman made a career out of that. So after coming in with a -6 turnover ratio, an interception for a touchdown, and now a fumble recovery. And here is Jacquez Rogers with his first carry of the game and gets a couple on first down as the Bucs operating in Ram territory. Gain of 2.
See if they keep their tempo going, Dick. They had success moving the football last series with tempo. Now they're slowing down a little bit, going huddle. Now Jacquez Rogers at 5'6". I'll tell you, he's a really good inside runner, and the reason why is he's 5'6", because you can't see him.
Cutter knows all about him from their days in Atlanta. And a whistle. And it'll be against the Rams, I believe.
Encroachment defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty. It's 2nd down.
So it's Aaron Donald called for encroachment. Are the Rams a little frustrated at this point?
I think they're fine. You got to play defense and trust, and they believe in their defense. You just have to make a play on defense.
2nd down and 3, and here is Rogers again. And Rogers stopped short of the first down by a yard, and Aaron Donald prevents the first down.
Yeah, along with Robert Quinn, who's really known as a pass rusher, but watching the film, he's an excellent run defender too, number 94, and Donald. Donald's a pit bull in there. That's why you hard count him, because he wants to get off and get going.
3rd and 1. And here is Rogers. He'll get the first down. Rogers goes out of bounds after picking up the first down. Was with the Bears last year, suffered a broken arm in October and went on IR. Getting 4 yards here.
Good job by Ali Marpet. Big right guard getting out, getting a block on the safety, jumping on top of him, giving Rogers the short corner.
Buccaneers on the Ram 30. Play fake. Out of the backfield, Jacquez Rogers breaks a couple of tackles and finds his way about 1.5 yards. Call it 2 yards short of another first down for Tampa Bay.
This is a well-designed play because it's 3 levels. You have a guy deep in the middle area, and you have one short. Jameis is going to go through his progression, and they're going to attack 3 angles. It starts right here with great protection, but there's 3 levels. You see, Evans was a medium route. You had a deep route behind that, and you just sit back in the zone and you let Jameis read it, make the easy throw.
That's Michael Brockers, who's injured for the Rams. Will take a timeout. It's 13-10, the Bucs. Michael Brockers being treated on the sideline, and it looks like he's trying to get back in there. Meanwhile, Cam Thomas, number 92, former Steeler, replaces him. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Buccaneers. Jameis Winston has completed 7 straight passes, but they'll run this time to Rodgers. And Rodgers may have enough. Second effort for the first down, and he does, to the Los Angeles 19.
That's what I was talking about, Dick. When you have a smaller back like Rodgers at 5'6", he ran into the rear end. His head hit the rear end of the offensive lineman, but nobody could see him, so he just bounces off and kind of squirts through there and keeps his legs driving to pick up the first down.
Charles Sims checks back in for the Buccaneers in their backfield. First down on the 19. And Tampa Bay will call its second timeout of this first half.
It's a wasted timeout because the Rams had an easy
30-second
defense
timeout.
to read. They were in a too deep look. Now, he wanted to move personnel around, but if they have that easy of a look, you have a play that you can go to on a soft zone like that.
Well, small screen, stadium-sized content. Watch live local Sunday games on your smartphone with NFL Mobile.
I have that. I love it. I'm all over that. You have that?
Yes, I do. Of course. Who doesn't? Let's go find somebody who doesn't.
I know. That's my kids' Christmas presents this year. Everybody gets NFL Mobile, 5 girls included.
You're getting them other things besides that, I assume.
Yeah, NFL footballs. Love the NFL. Best players in the world.
So 7 in a row, and Winston 8 out of 10 over 100 yards at this point. We have just under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Empty backfield. Winston looking over the defense, and off balance throw into the end zone, incomplete. The intended receiver was Cameron Brate, the tight end, and well past him.
Yeah, rush 3, drop 8. That's why Jameis had no place to go with the football. Actually had a man open in Brady if he would have threw that one a little low.
Rich, did you see a possible run out of that?
No, I think they showed like they weren't going to play 3, but they dropped 8. Plus it was empty backfield. So that's why they were getting a pre-snap read from the defense, because you have to line up according to your coverage. If it's an empty backfield set, you give your coverage away.
Evans and Humphries line up to the top of your picture on 2nd down and 10, and they go to Humphries, and he is wrestled out of bounds, but a flag goes down as well. And it was LaMarcus Joyner after the 4-yard pickup to Humphries. He's been like a wild card as a receiver in this first half for Tampa Bay.
Well, they like that matchup. They like the matchup. Dirk Cutter told us yesterday that anytime they get Humphries on Joyner.
Illegal hands to the face, offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
But then Donovan Smith comes in there, and an offensive penalty.
But they do. They feel good if they get a one-on-one matchup with Joyner. And now Joyner's been playing a little bit hurt, has a toe issue. He's a tough kid, though, man. He can come up and tackle and make plays. And the Rams run an unusual defense. They play a lot of 2 safeties as linebackers with Joyner and Barron at 215 and 180.
Speaking of Humphries, he's caught 3 passes already, including a 31-yarder. There he is on 2nd down and 20. Back on the 30-yard line. Winston will go short, and it's going to be completed to Sims. And Sims is hit. The forward progress will give him the ball at the 24. So he'll get 6 out of it with Troy Hill on the tackle.
So Mike Evans is big in this area of the field because of his size. Now Jameis, coming into week 2 at Arizona, trusted the 50-50 ball. Let's see if he trusts him now and he throws him a 50-50 ball.
This is the 8th play coming up. Drills it, and it's caught by Cameron Brate, the tight end. So they may be thin at tight end, but they found Brate there, and it'll be 1st and goal at the 4 for Tampa Bay, a gain of 20.
When you play zone, don't cover dirt. Watch number 26, Mark Barron, who'll come into your picture late as Cameron Brate releases downfield. He's going to eye up where Mark Barron is. Mark Barron's to the left of him, and it's an easy pitch and catch. What Mark Barron has to do, instead of covering dirt, cover man in a matchup zone scenario.
Meanwhile, Brockers who's taken out, back in there now. Play action on 1st and goal for Winston. And Winston gets rid of it. Brate has it, and he has a touchdown to boot. Straight passes to Cameron Brate, and this one a 3-yard touchdown throw by Winston as the Buccaneers add to their lead. Boy, Winston's hot.
It all started too, Dick, when they started off, got him in a rhythm on some short passes and went no huddle up tempo. That got his rhythm. Now he's moving. Now he's rolling. Now he's seeing it.
And Roberto Aguayo looking to give the Buccaneers a 10-point lead, and he does. Tampa Bay in front 20-10. Winston surveying all and finding Brate. He's completed 9 of his last 10. He's hot.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Genesis. Take a breath of fresh luxury.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers have scored 13 points out of 2 turnovers by the Rams. And Cameron Brate on 3rd down gets the touchdown catch. 9 play, 43 yards, and they use nearly 5 minutes of time to do it, and it's 20-10. As Benny Cunningham will let this go out of the end zone, and a 25-yard line start for LA.
All quarterbacks. Good lesson here. Keep your eyes alive. That means no matter what pressure you have, do not take your eyes off the eligible receivers downfield. Cameron Brate sneaks by because Jameis was able to identify his receiver downfield, not worried about taking a hit. He's able to deliver the strike.
Chris, so far we're seeing the Jameis Winston from game 1, not game 2.
Yeah. You know, if I'm the Rams, let's move here now. Now, why not get Keenum going a little bit of up-tempo rhythm?
Started hot early. They begin with Gurley on the run. And Gurley has not been able to really explode out of one as of yet. Picks up a few as we check in with Carissa Thompson on a gamer.
Thanks, Nick. We head up to Seattle. Jimmy Graham, an 18-yard touchdown reception from Russell Wilson. His first touchdown since week 3, 2015, battling that injury last year. Seahawks up 21-3. Chris and Christina.
Thank you, Carissa. Seahawks still starting from last week's loss to the Rams. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Rams here. Keenum with an empty backfield, and the pass will be caught by Britt, and he'll have a 1st down. Kenny Britt with a 1st down for the Rams.
See their Case Keenum getting everybody lined up, and just kind of what we talked about, Dick, to go a little bit of hurry up, get a little tempo going, get a rhythm. Something this offense hasn't had consistently all year.
Both teams have done better when they've done pace, and here is Gurley. And Gurley still hasn't been able to really explode and break a long run yet this year.
There's no push by the offensive line. They're not getting any initial push, driving the defensive line back, or they're not coming off to the 2nd level onto the linebackers and safeties. So there are no gaps being created for Gurley to run through. The other thing is, he's got to make the initial tackler miss.
He's averaged just over 3 yards a carry. 2nd and 10. Short drop for Keenum. And holding onto the ball is Brian Quick, who caught the 44-yard touchdown pass earlier in the game. And that'll bring up 3rd down and short.
Depends on how aggressive you want to be defensively here. Do you want to blitz, or do you want to play the percentage and make sure nothing goes over your head, since you've been a team that's been vulnerable with deep balls? Always alert play action on these scenarios.
They need a yard. And they go to Gurley, and he's going to lose yardage, and it's going to be Gerald McCoy lurking in the weeds so far in this game, and McCoy, who can explode and make the big plays, holds Gurley to no gain.
Nobody gets off the ball quicker than Gerald McCoy, and he splits the double team. Watch what he does. See his turn his shoulders with the quick swim? When you turn those shoulders perpendicular 90 degrees, you create a small target and you allow Gerald McCoy to get through there. He's so quick, not only with his feet, but with his upper body. That's what makes him special.
And a huge third down play, forcing Johnny Hecker to kick. And Adam Humphries will let the ball go out of bounds inside the 20. So McCoy and Quan Alexander have made the defensive plays so far in this one. And there's a special player right there, Gerald McCoy.
Yeah, beautiful. You know what he did? He got skinny. He turned his shoulders and got skinny, split the double team, TFL, tackle for loss, which I know you know.
I know now. 1st and 10 at the 20, at the 18 for Jameis Winston. Here's Sims, the running back, who's lined up to the left. And the pass to Evans, broken up that time, and a flag goes down. It was Trumaine Johnson who knocked the ball away.
So Dick, what they're doing right now, and
there was no foul for hands to the face. Second down.
Getting really aggressive by jumping routes. So now, if I'm Tampa Bay and I'm up here in the box, I'd start double moving them, double moving these guys, because they're getting little nosy. So if you hit a double move, a slant and go, sluggo as they like to call it, that might be vulnerable.
Looking at your quarterback comparison. Case Keenum's throwing the interception, return for a touchdown. The big mistake so far by either quarterback. Winston steps up and no chance there as the blue-shirted Rams, and a flag goes down, just collapse around him. Led by T.J. McDonald, the strong safety. It's the first sack of the game.
It's a discipline problem by Alec Ogletree, number 52, who's going to come in and take a shot at Winston. It's not a vicious shot, but it's a shot, if that was the call. He did not hit him with the helmet, and I'm not sure if he was down.
After the quarterback was sacked, personal foul, unnecessary roughness defense, hit on the quarterback, number 52. That's 15 yards just enforced from the spot of the sack, automatic first down.
I'd like to see this one again.
Well, they could get a horse collar here too if they wanted, because he is on the nameplate. Number 25 for the Rams is on a nameplate, T.J. McDonald, and here comes Ogletree. But Jameis, in theory, he wasn't down because not any part of his body touched the ground.
So they lose 6 yards on the sack, and then 15 come back on the penalty. And a first down at the 27 as we have nearly 2.5 to go in the first half. Quick one out to Sims. Never had control of it, and it's intercepted on the deflection by Mark Barron. Sims never really had it, and it popped out, and Mark Barron with the interception, the former Buccaneer, gives the Rams a golden opportunity now.
How about the hit by Trumaine Johnson in a cover two, hard cover two they call this. He's not threatened deep, so he's playing anything in the flat. Watch Trumaine right here. He's not threatened here, so he's going to play anything in the flat, and this is on Jameis to read the corner, throw the corner. Now watch this. There's nothing deep, and so Trumaine Johnson jumps right away. Then you have Barron there with the pick. Beautiful job by Trumaine Johnson playing hard cover two, anything in the flat with no deep threat. Attack, a DAS.
So let's see if the Rams can take advantage of the turnover here, as the Buccaneers have scored 13 of their 20 off of LA turnovers. It'll be a first down on the 22 of Tampa Bay. And the handoff is to Austin, Tavon Austin. And picking up great yardage, 8 yards on first down before Howard Jones tackles him.
And watch, I love the fact that he keeps his head out of play right here. He's going to hit with his shoulder. You see that? I'd like to see the head on the other side, but to avoid injury to himself or a penalty, he leads with that shoulder, pops that ball in the air, and Mark Barron doing a great job from his linebacker position, hustling to the tip ball.
And the 2-minute warning here in Tampa. The Buccaneers lead by 10, but the Rams threaten, and we'll be right back. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Question is, would the Rams finally score a touchdown? Well, they have. Would Jameis Winston turn around his game? And he has. And it's 2nd down and 2 for LA. They have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Todd Gurley rushing and does not have the first down. Good defensive stop, thanks to Levante David. Dick Stockton, along with Chris Spielman and Christina Pink. And there's been a battle of turnovers. Buccaneers capitalizing on the Rams. Can they do the same the other way?
That's to be a big win for the Buccaneers if they can hold them to a field goal attempt. They like Tavon Austin, number 11. They've gone to him in these situations, especially if they get a matchup that they like.
3rd down and 1. Hendricks going in motion. And there's going to be Case Keenum carrying it. He has the first down as he dives head first inside the 10-yard line.
Well, that's a good job by Case of run-pass option. Right away saw the hole and loved the ball security of tucking that ball in there, knowing that he probably could get a shot from the backside, but he has that ball nice and tight so they didn't get it knocked out.
Well, there's McCoy and Levante David, 2 of the stalwarts for Tampa Bay on defense on 1st down and goal. Here is Gurley, and Gurley drives it down to the 6-yard line before William Golston makes the tackle, and the Rams call their first timeout. They still have 2 left. And right now, let's check in with Kurt Menefee.
Coming up on the Visa halftime, the biggest game of the day might just have been the best, as Washington went into New York needing that first win. Buffalo's defense finally showed up as they hosted Arizona, and it took overtime, but the Dolphins grabbed their first win of the season as well. I'm going to go find these guys, and we'll be back for the Visa halftime.
Oh, they'll be there, no question about it.
This is the biggest game of the day. I'm going with Dick Stockton. Doesn't get bigger than this.
2nd down and goal, and it's a fake pass, a fake run and a pass incomplete to Britt, but we have a flag down. Penalty marker down. Brent Grimes on the coverage on Kenny
Pass
Britt.
interference defense, number 24.
And they're going to call it on Grimes.
Placed at the 1-yard line, automatic first down.
Good play, bad play. That's a good play, bad play. Why? Because he's beat for 6. So what do you do as a defensive back? Tackle the guy. Enforcing the fact right here.
Reports as an eligible receiver.
Look, he's in man-to-man. He's not worried about Gurley. And right there, he knew that he was beat inside, so you have to disrupt him, get the interference to avoid the 6.
And it'll be 1st and goal at the 1, and Andrew Donal, number 64, reports as an eligible receiver up front for the Rams. And the Buccaneers will call their 3rd and last timeout. So Tampa Bay calls the timeout here. And the question is, if you were running the Rams offense at this point, what options do you think? Maybe 1, 2, 3? Who knows?
1 Gurley and 2 Gurley, because you have timeouts left, and so you go with it. Because Tampa just took the timeout. Dirk Cutter ran a 4.740 down there to get the timeout. But right now it's Gurley, because again, I think you're this close, Dick. You want to send a message to your team that you believe in them, and it's important for Gurley's confidence to get him going, get him in the end zone.
And when you're down by 10, you need the touchdown here to take advantage of that turnover. So those are Gurley's numbers. 32 yards, 2.7 average. And there's a whistle. No play. And a false start call against the Rams. That's going to hurt them.
Yeah, and it hurt them last week.
They
were in the red zone.
False start offense, number 89. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And those are self-inflicted wounds. And they talked about that yesterday. And you have to be disciplined and hold yourself. Right here. Good job right here. And there's a little right here in the tight end.
Tyler Higbee.
Yeah, a little hip twitch. You got to settle in. I mean, those are self-inflicted now. The whole playbook's in play. Gurley's not out of it because you do have 2 timeouts left.
He's the rookie from Western Kentucky, Tyler Higbee. So now it'll be 1st and goal from the 6. 2 timeouts remaining. Keenum stepping up, and his pass is incomplete. Hendricks, and a good hit that time by the Tampa Bay secondary.
Hey, again, blown opportunities and self-inflicted wounds.
And another penalty flag.
Offside, defense, nose tackle. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat first down.
Well, they're going to get some of it back and get a break here.
Yeah, they should have had the ball on the 1 yard line again, but those are dropped balls. And the Rams have had dropped balls today. That's the third one in this first half. See if he can reach into that. Coach Fisher can reach into that touchdown box he found when he was moving to L.A.
I think he's looking for one right now. First and goal from the 4. And they're going to go to Gurley. And Gurley will be stopped short of the goal line. The clock is not a factor with the 2 timeouts remaining for the Rams. 2-yard pickup there.
Timeout Los Angeles.
And a timeout called by L.A.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I give it to him again. I really do, because I think he needs to have success. And I think he needs to get going. And right there, why I would give it to him again, because there was a nice surge for that man's offensive line.
Don't forget the Visa halftime report is coming up next. But you can take a lot of pressure off, and I guess, would you say this is 4-down territory for the Rams?
Absolutely.
Okay. So they got 3 downs to try to get it over from the 1. On second and goal, play action, and there's the pass, and at the end of the end zone, incomplete. Out of the end zone was Kendricks. So on the rollout, they had the tight end to the very back of the end zone. Now it'll be 3rd and goal.
Yeah, right here you're going to see his left foot out, and you know, run the ball. Run the ball. Your offensive line had a good surge, plus that was a little late, but I think you run it. Forget the play action. Run it.
Now?
I'd run it now. I got 1 TO left.
Remember, Tampa Bay is out of timeouts, and the Rams still have 1. Brief huddle by the officials.
Reset the play clock to 25 seconds. It did not reset. Thank you.
So you heard it. So here it is for the Rams. Crowd should be awfully loud right about here. They give it to Gurley. And no signal yet. Touchdown. Gurley gets over. If they only listened to Chris Spielman, they would have gone to Gurley several times before this. Todd Gurley with the touchdown.
Yeah, that's more of a mental thing for that young man right there and that offensive line, because they've been taking a beating back home in L.A. about they're not blocking, they're not doing this. Hey, you're going in. You see that good initial surge by that offensive line, and I love the fact that Gurley's legs never stopped. He's churning away, running north and south, and looks like to me that he did cross that plane. Moving ahead.
They always review it, and it looked like the touchdown. I was going to say Gurley's first touchdown of the year, but let's face it, the Rams didn't have any as a team coming into this one.
Yeah, he brought 2 of them out of the box. I wonder if they have any more left for the second half.
Depending on how big the box was.
That's right.
Christina Pink telling us about Jeff Fisher. A little humor, having a touchdown box, he said, to take the pressure off the team. And now Greg Zuerlein trying to cut the Tampa Bay lead to 3. And the kick is good, and it's now 20-17. Taking advantage of a Buccaneer turnover are the Rams, down by 3. Todd Gurley with the 1-yard touchdown run, capping a 7-play, 22-yard drive, and they did it in 2 minutes. So the Rams, who were without a touchdown, the only team in the league coming into this game, have scored twice. And the turnovers have been the big issue here, and teams have been taking advantage of it.
You get points off turnovers. That's well done by both offenses, adjusting. And you know what? Bank that missed extra point. I mean, we're going to be in for a dogfight. The beautiful thing about the NFL, most of the games are 4-quarter games. This is going to be one. So just bank that missed extra point by Aguayo, because now it's a field goal game as opposed to a touchdown game.
Buccaneers have 13 off of turnovers. The Rams 7. Could have been 14, as Chris is inferring. 22 seconds remaining in the first half. Lyle, the rookie from Florida State. Jacquizz Rodgers will see this sail away. And so we'll see what Tampa Bay, with no timeouts, does.
Take a knee and go into halftime.
Want to remind everyone that the Visa halftime report with Kurt and the gang coming up shortly. And Tampa Bay Buccaneers, by the way, will receive the second half kickoff.
Another reason why you take a knee.
Rams scored the first touchdown on a 44-yard touchdown pass from Keenan to Quick. They were up 10-6 after the first quarter, and Winston went to work. So they take the knee, and that will do it for this first half. Anybody's ball game. Dirk Cutter. We saw that offense come alive toward the end, and that is the end of the first half with the score. Bucs 20, Rams 17. We now go to Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles for the Visa halftime report, which starts now. Today's excitement is brought to you by the new Nissan Titan. And that was today's excitement, brought to you by the new Nissan Titan, 20-17. So how do you read this game so far, Chris Fielding?
Well, I think it's a great game. I love the way that both teams responded off turnovers, getting points off turnovers. The Rams got that monkey off the old back there with Jeff Fisher's box of touchdowns. He brought 2 of them so far. Tampa's been solid. It's been a good game.
Bigger box than we thought.
Yeah.
What about the second half? What do you anticipate?
Well, I want to see what Tampa does. They've had success in the first half when they went no huddle up tempo with Jameis to get him in rhythm. We'll see how they start this first series.
All right, the Buccaneers will get the ball first, and Rodgers will keep it in the end zone, and Bucs will start from the 25 as we send it down to Christina Pink.
Thank you, Dick. We know Jeff Fisher has put an emphasis on the ground game. We saw Todd Gurley get that late touchdown at the end of the half. Coach told me, I know the ground game is coming between Gurley and Tavon Austin. We just have to stick with it. He said defensively, we let Jameis Winston get too comfortable with that up-tempo play. He said we have to defend him better in the no huddle and no backs. Dirk Cutter echoed the same sentiment. He said we were able to get some big plays out of those drives, but the issues defensively are miscommunication and confusion.
Thank you, Christina. First down from the 25, and Charles Sims with a good run, getting a little more than 5.
Good patience on Sims' part right there. And again, establishing that run early on. And I can't emphasize enough how important that is to offensive linemen. Because I've been on plenty of sidelines when they come in and they look at the offensive coordinator and they start running the ball. Please run the ball. And if you can get 5 yards a pop, now you got them at where you want them. You got the defense guessing.
They got 6 on that first play. Sims again. Here he had the ball knocked out of his hands, held on, and gets the first down before Mark Barron makes the tackle. Sims, of course, getting his first start. Doug Martin, one of the premier running backs in the lead, out with a hamstring pull. They say he's 3 weeks or so. So it's Sims getting the big start here. And so far has gained 18 yards on 8 carries. They fake the handoff, and here's Winston with the short pass. And it was to Myers. There's Martin on the sidelines, Doug Martin, and that's a huge blow. You can spin it any way you want, Chris.
Well, in today's NFL, you need 2. I mean, you need 2 effective backs so you don't wear one down. And Doug Martin, when he's in there, he's a difference maker. He's a grinder. And this team is best when Doug Martin is healthy. But I love the way Charles Sims has stepped up and responded to his opportunity.
Myers was out of bounds, so it's incomplete on the pass. Second down and 10. Here's Sims off the left side. with a head of steam and a good gain. He'll be just a couple of yards shy of the first down and run out of bounds by Troy Hill.
That's Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn has to keep contained. He jumped inside because you had the safety also sitting inside. And when you hear about gap integrity, they had two guys in one gap. Watch Robert Quinn down here at the bottom. The safety is going to jump inside. You have two guys in one gap. That's where, excuse me, right here. See two guys in the same gap, 22 and 90 for 32 and 94. That's where you get the short corner. Somebody's got to be in, somebody's got to be out.
3rd and 2. Winston up the middle. Good grab and a first down into Ram territory by Adam Humphries. Picks up 6.
This league's about matchups. It always has been, it always will be. And the matchup that they love coming into this is Adam Humphries, the only player out of Clemson, against Joyner. Little ACC battle.
That's the 4th catch of the game for Humphries. He leads the Buccaneers in that department. And a first down at the 49 of the Rams. They go to Sims again. Sims running with a lot more authority now. Picks up a couple of yards before LaMarcus Joyner, as Chris mentioned, playing with a broken toe and playing well with it.
Here's a 216-pound linebacker, and you get stuck. You can't get off blocks. Watch Mark Barron right here, and you're going to get the block to the 2nd level, which is going to spring Sims. That might be Myers, number 82. See, he handles the smaller linebacker. Now, Barron needs to bounce that ball back inside. Instead, he bounced it outside, where LaMarcus Joyner has to come from all the way across the field. But that's a small linebacker taking it on with the wrong shoulder, creating a hole.
Sims got 4 out of it. The pressure, and unable to make the play was Alan Cross. Alan Cross, who's promoted from the practice squad, a walk-on at Memphis. Aaron Donald putting the pressure on Jameis Winston there.
Ross went to Memphis as a walk-on long snapper.
Right?
It's amazing what he's done to be able to earn his opportunity and elevated because of Austin Seferian-Jenkins' poor decisions off the field, getting his opportunity.
You never know when those opportunities come, and T.J. McDonald was shaken up for the Rams.
Cody Davis is in now. Way back at free safety, 22, 25, and moving at 26 yards.
3rd down and 6. And Winston, and that pass is incomplete to Cameron Brate. Those are one of those bang-bang plays that the NFL is saying this year that if the official feels it was a bang-bang play and it goes away, they say incomplete, they're going with it.
I love Maurice Alexander finishing this play. That's the thing I notice about really good NFL defensive backs. All of them do. They never, ever quit on the play. He does not secure through the catch. But Maurice Alexander swiping at that football.
And the Rams, coming into the game, the secondary was still finding its way to a great extent. Greg Williams, of course, dials up the defenses against Dirk Cutter. And by the way, they were both coordinators at Jacksonville in 2008. And in fact, Greg Williams recommended Cutter to be a head coach with the Denver Broncos. So the two know each other and admire each other. Fair catch called for by Tavon Austin. Good punt to about the 10-yard line. So it remains 20-17 Buccaneers here in the 3rd quarter.
This game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Dodge. And by Corona Extra, who invites you to find your beach.
Looks like Stogie City there.
Yeah, nice.
Offensive leaders for the Rams. They have the ball first down on the 11-yard line. Case Keenum 9 of 18 passing, 1 TD and 1 pick. Todd Gurley, who has the touchdown, is brought down quickly by Quan Alexander.
Man, how easy is it to make a tackle? I think Dick Stockton can make a tackle if he's not blocked.
I feel I can.
Yeah, Quan Alexander, see ball, get ball. Well, it's nice when you don't get blocked. Right here, you see that? Free run to the ball. Take that all day. That's a blocking miscommunication by that offensive line, because one guy that needs to be accounted for is the middle linebacker on any blocking scheme.
Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. Passing down, but they're going to run it early. Should have been a passing down, and coming up is Bradley McDougald, the safety. So time for a game break. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee now. Kurt.
Well, America's love affair with Carson Wentz will grow even more after this. Look at him keep the play alive against Pittsburgh. Finds Darren Sproles down the sidelines. 73 yards later, it's good for 7. And right now, Philadelphia knocking off the Steelers 20-3 early in the third quarter. Dick, Chris, and Christina.
See a lot of people seeing Wentz have success. They're wondering when Goff is going to have that success.
Goff was picked number 1, and the Rams traded up a lot. And Wentz, after the Eagles traded up, and Benny Cunningham with a good spin move gets close to the first down after the reception. Alteron Werner makes the tackle.
Good patience right there by Keenum, getting the ball into the hands of the playmaker, but more importantly, throw it on target so he can transition from catch to run in a hurry.
There is Jared Goff, number 1 overall pick. The Rams traded up 14 spots to get him. And the first of the past 6 quarterbacks taken number 1 overall who did not start in the beginning of his rookie season. And Jeff Fisher said he's coming along great, throwing the ball right, and it gave no timetable for when he might get in there.
Well, usually, and I did a little survey around the league of some front office people I know, they feel like it takes a rookie quarterback about the 3rd or 4th game into the season. So if the Rams don't win today, then Goff should be starting next week. And how you can tell is when you ask Coach Fisher if they go to practice next week, how many reps did he get in practice? Did he get 100% of the reps with the first team, or did he only get 20%? And that's what he's getting now, only 20%. As soon as he starts getting reps in practice, he needs to be the guy. And if they lose this week because of the offense and some of the struggles they've had, I think he's got to be the starter soon.
All right, well, next week they play at Arizona, and Arizona getting shellacked by Buffalo this week. Do you want to do that, or do you want to play him against Buffalo if it goes that way the week after?
I'm going to see how this game finishes and how Case finishes.
So the Rams were short by a foot, and Jeff Fisher electing, of course, deep in his own end to have Johnny Hekker clear it out for him. And there's why, as Humphries goes back to his 15 to field this one, and coverage as well. So Johnny Hekker, a weapon in his own right. Jameis Winston, who's been hot today, comes out for the Bucs, who lead by 3. Stars are out here today in week 3 of this NFL season, including Jameis Winston, who has completed 12 of 20 for 136 yards. Each quarterback has thrown 1 touchdown and 1 interception, and he's really spread it out pretty well today.
Operated best when they go a little tempo. Get that running game established like all quarterbacks.
From the 29-yard line, looking to throw all the way. Good coverage by the Rams in the secondary. Great coverage. See what Winston does, and he gets something out of nothing, and he slides forward for 4.
He tried to go to Mike Evans working one-on-one. If Mike Evans has a weakness in his game, he cannot beat man coverage. They have a bunch of guys over this side and isolated Evans right here. And Johnson is just sticking on him. There's no separation created. That's where Winston's eyes were the whole time. Made a good decision because of pass protection to tuck it and get 4 yards to make it 2nd and 6. That's one weakness in his game. He cannot beat man-to-man consistently.
Gosden Cherilus is the extra offensive lineman and eligible here. Handoff is to Sims, and the Rams are there. Small gain. Mark Barron making the tackle. Just a yard, bringing up 3rd down. And about 5.
Well, in these type of situations, Adam Humphries, number 11, has been the go-to guy because of the matchup against Joyner. Remember, Joyner's a little nicked up with the toe. So if they put him in a slot, that might be an area they're going to attack. There he is, right on Joyner.
Playing press coverage.
There he is, too. He's open. Give it to him.
And just wide. They wanted to go to Humphries, who was defended by Joyner, as you pointed out. And 4th down will come up, and Brian Anger will come in to kick it away for the Bucs.
It's a good job by Joyner. He won that one. Now I think the ball's a little weight little late, excuse me, to Humphries, because right away he's open. They try to set the pick, and he got away with a little hold, because you see that towel grab? That's a hold. But he got away with it, and he undercut the receiver. I think Jameis predetermined in his mind where he was going before that snap, dude.
Tavon Austin is back deep. Austin will try to run from the 16. Had really no room to run there. Was hemmed in. And we're going to go to a break right now. 20-17. Tampa Bay in front.
This game is sponsored by Verizon. Welcome to Verizon LTE Advanced, the next-gen network.
Fans enjoying the game here in the home opener and the first outdoor game for the Buccaneers this year. Dick Stockton, Chris Spielman, Christina Pink, Mike Pereira when we need him. We always seem to do. 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Rams. Case Keenum with the fake handoff play action pass, and it's tipped away, intended for Tavon Austin. Looked like he had a chance to make the grab. Well, we mentioned Jared Goff. Well, the Ram quarterbacks drafted #1 overall. We go back a million years. 1952, Billy Wade, who won a championship, by the way, with the Bears. Terry Baker, who was a point guard on a Final Four Oregon State team. Sam Bradford, who led the Vikings to a win at Carolina today. And, of course, Goff, who was #1. Rams traded up from the 15th spot to the 1st spot out of the University of California. A good Cal quarterback today. Aaron Rodgers had a huge day. 2nd and 10. And a pass to the outside. It'll be incomplete, intended for Michael Thomas.
Well, I don't know. You probably covered Billy Wade in his first game, didn't you, Dick?
Thank you very much.
I think, look, I think they got to start thinking about this, and not now. You focus on now, but you evaluate how Case Keenum performs. Then you have to see if our offense continues to struggle or if we lose, at what point do they make the decision to get the kid ready to go?
And he's got to work with the first team in the reps.
Yes, in practice, vital.
3rd down and 10. Crowd urging on the Tampa Bay defense. Here they come. Great pressure on Keenum. Gets hit as he throws. And it was Howard Jones who led the pack for the Buccaneers. And 4th down coming up. 3 and out for Case Keenum and the Rams.
First of all, you run this pressure in 3rd and 10 to force a hot route or a hot throw. The hot throw is going to come across the middle. And Jones, with speed off the edge, beats the offensive tackle. Comes in untouched, forcing a hot throw. Even if he would have caught it, McDougal was there to take him down short of the markers. Great call by Mike Smith.
Johnny Hecker will be kicking it away from inside his 10. And Adam Humphries will signal for the fair catch at the 34. Well, television's most original new comedy is being called really funny and hilariously weird. Son of Zorn comes to conquer tonight after The Simpsons on Fox. 8 minutes exactly remaining in this 3rd quarter. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers leading by 3, trail early. And taking advantage of turnovers has been critical here as the Buccaneers have outscored the Rams 13-7 in that department.
Case Keenum's had 5 drop passes today, by the way. That's not helped.
Talk about drop passes. How about a miscommunication with the center with Winston and Joe Hawley. Recovered the fumble.
Jeff Fisher's told us he wants to meet Hawley. He's going to introduce himself because he appreciates how he plays. In other words, he's like a hockey defenseman, one of those guys that, you know, you hate to play against him, but you love him on your team because, you know, he does what he has to do to get the job done. You love those guys.
Unspoken heroes on teams. Pass is caught by Sims at the 40. Trumaine Johnson was there. They'll be short of the 1st down by 3.5 yards.
The versatility of Sims, able to split him out wide and give yourself a manageable 3rd down.
Sims has caught 2 passes for 13. He has rushed for 31. 3rd and 3. And this is the catch. And the first down by Mike Evans. So that was really threading a needle. Over one defender in front of the other.
Well, here's the thing, Dick. In 3rd and 3, and I get it, you got to play some type of man. I'm not going to give a guy a 10-yard cushion on 3rd and 3. It's a simple pitch and catch out route. And Alexander's got to get out underneath that route, but you got to start playing routes, or don't have Johnson play 10 yards off. He's just doing what he's coached to do.
Winston has thrown 6 more passes than the team has run. They got 12 on that play. And there's another pass, almost exactly the same to Evans, who is finally tackled at the 30 of the Rams. Again, it's Trumaine Johnson. So marching now with good tempo with the Tampa Bay Bucs.
Yeah, we've heard of double moves. This is a triple move by Evans. Take a look. Watch it. He's going to be an out, up, back. Triple move. Nice route by Mike Evans. Beautiful. Well done. Selling all 3.
First down on the 30. The pitch going to Sims. And gets 1 out of it. That was Ethan Westbrooks, the linebacker. The Rams' strength has been their defense, but 2 turnovers. Why Tampa Bay has as many as 20 points at this time. 2nd and 9. They fake it, and they go to Humphrey. Lurking behind blockers. Humphreys nearly loses his helmet and gets to the 22 or 3 yard line, short of the first down by a couple.
Well, you love defensive linemen that recognize and smell screen and have the speed from inside to get down there and make the tackle on Humphreys. Brockers, that's all recognition, scouting report, and preparation to make a play like that.
So now with 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter, it'll be 3rd down and 3. Buccaneers 5 for 10 on 3rd down conversions. And here's Winston. And getting a piece of it at the line of scrimmage was one of those Ram defenders, and it was Alec Ogletree, this middle linebacker, and that'll bring up 4th down on the field goal team coming up.
I'm going to tell you he's lucky it's picked because he's going to Evans. And number 32, Troy Hill. See how Troy Hill coming into your picture? He was running that route for Evans. And Ogletree knocked it down. That could have been a pick because Troy Hill was in position to make it.
So Roberto Aguayo will attempt a 41-yard field goal. He's 1 for 2 today, but has also missed an extra point. And Aguayo's kick, it's going to be close, and I think he missed it. He hooked it just barely to the left of the upright. He had a really difficult preseason. Didn't do well at all. People were second-guessing the 2nd-round pick, and Aguayo is having his troubles again today. Now, I said Aguayo was 1 for 2 in the game. He was 1 for 2 in the season. Misses this one, 0 for 1 today.
Good snap, good hold, and again, just overkicked, pulling it.
So he is left as a good run that time by Gurley, close to a first down. He has left 4 points on the table today for the Buccaneers, and in a game like this, that could be critical.
Well, you got to remember now, he was almost perfect, if not perfect, at Florida State. So you have to see how he handles a little stress.
2nd down and 1, and Gurley dives for the first down up to the 43-yard line. Winding down to 4 minutes to go in the 3rd.
They're going a little tempo now. They got a nice run. They hurry up and got up to the line of scrimmage and got Gurley going. Now, just like quarterbacks, just like receivers, running backs need to get into a rhythm. And he's one of those bigger guys that he needs that rhythm because he can wear on a defense.
1st and 10. Gurley leading the rushers with 46 yards on 18 carries. His longest run has been 9 yards. Play fake to him. And Keenan's pass is going to be on the money to Kenny Britt, and Britt will have a first down into Tampa Bay territory. And for a game break, let's check in with Kurt Menefee.
Well, a mixed day so far for Seattle. This is Russell Wilson, their starting quarterback, going down awkwardly. Injures his left knee. He is now out of the game. They put a brace on him. Wilson's trying to talk his way back in, but right now Trevon Boykin is their quarterback, even though they lead 30-3 against San Francisco. Not the way they want to win it. Dick?
Thank you very much, Kurt. And there is Gurley with a hole off the left side. So 19-yard pass before that, and now Gurley gets a bunch.
Well, Dick, the biggest thing about Gurley is making people miss. Watch Gurley. He's got to make the extra man in the box miss. Right there's a good crack. Back block by the receiver on Conti, forcing him inside. And the patience and a nice jump cut by Gurley.
NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year last season. And using the clock, pounding the ball with the Rams right now. They go to the short pass, and it's complete to Bradley Marquez. So a smart drive we're seeing right now by the Rams, Chris.
Well, this is the Rams offense, right? Gurley, Gurley, play action. Gurley, Gurley, play action. Gurley, Gurley, quick throws. That's what they want. That's their philosophy. That's their identity. That's who they are.
So they had 19 yards, then 9, and pick up 12 here. And a first down at the 17 of Tampa Bay. Gurley, and he gets the first down, still going, and just fails to get in the end zone. His knee hit at the 1-yard line, or even closer. And a nifty run by Gurley, who had a pretty good hole there, Mr. Spielman.
Yeah, in rhythm. And again, we have guys in Tampa being haunted by missed tackles. Rhythm, hurry up, give it to him, let him score, pay it off.
First and goal from the 1. Gurley leaps. No signal. And he did not get over. Darrell Smith met him head on.
Right here you see that obviously short of the goal line, was tripped up early. Elbows down, he's down.
He's about a foot away from the goal line. Second down. Here's Gurley. Touchdown. Made it that time. Just barely, but a touchdown and a good block that time by Corey Harkey, number 46, a tight end. And the Rams regain the lead with 48 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Well, that's where Quan Alexander had a shot at him 1 yard out. And he took Quan Alexander into the end zone with him. That's what that big body forward lean will do for you.
Second touchdown of the game by Gurley. And Zerline looking to give the Rams a 4-point lead. An 8-play, 69-yard drive by Los Angeles, and they're going to take a look. I said barely over, but the signal came pretty quickly.
These are our impact players of the game. You see Quan Alexander hit him about 2 yards back, but when you're a big body and you have rhythm, we talked about it during the drive, and your pad level is lower than a linebacker's pad level, low man wins all day long. Look at that.
It's close.
And I think he's in. Yep.
Yes, he is. Second TD, and now Zerline for the extra point. And it's 24-20 for a team that was shut out in week 1. Had to get 3 field goals, but beat Seattle in game 2. 24 points on the board for the Rams near the end of the third. So far, Gurley carrying less, but still we have another quarter to go. Is averaging nearly 5 yards a carry versus nearly 3 yards a carry.
It sets everything up in their offense. The play action long pass that they hit, the quick one to Marquez, the 3-step. It's everything they want to do, and it's how they're built by getting him going.
NFL Play 60, the NFL's movement for a more active generation, encourages fans to get moving and play for 60 minutes every day. Learn how you can join the NFL Play 60 movement at NFL.com/play60.
You and Jamie play tennis. You guys lift weights 3 days a week. Do double days once in a while.
Well, maybe we'll NFL Play 60 as well.
Get moving. Never stop.
By the kicking team, number 30. It's a 5-yard penalty that will be enforced from the 25, the touchback spot to the 30.
So offsides
First
penalty
down.
called against the Rams.
Number 27. Number 27.
Let's see what the answer is for Tampa. The defense just gave up a long drive. Do you go rhythm here, risk a quick 3 and out? Or do you go tempo here to get Jameis back in the groove?
That defense was on the field for a long time. There you see the Buccaneers, 2 punts and a missed field goal. So again, 4 points left on the table by Tampa Bay's kicking game. First down, play action. And Jameis Winston in rhythm completes the pass to Cameron Brate. He's figured big today for the tight end, and a first down to the 44. This is a team that did not have Luke Stocker today. Austin Seferian-Jenkins waived.
And they had 10 guys within 8 yards of the line of scrimmage, 1 safety, 25 yards deep. Perfect example of Jameis Winston throwing him open. Ogletree was coming on the coverage inside. He put that ball low and away.
Once again, Gosder Cherilus, number 78, is an extra offensive lineman, eligible receiver. Winding down towards the end of the third quarter. There he is. Play action. Winston goes short to Myers, and he'll get the first down, and a flag is down. And flag down as time expires. Ed Hockley, 27th year.
Holding. Offense number 69. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down. That is also the end of the third quarter.
So penalty against DeMar Dotson, holding, and that is the end of the third quarter with the score. Rams 24, Bucs 20. Fox NFL Sunday returns after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. We begin the fourth quarter here in Tampa in a seesaw game between the Rams and the Bucs in week 3. Rams won the first quarter, the Bucs won the second, and the Rams took the lead again with the touchdown in the third quarter. So we start the fourth. It'll be first down and 20. And overthrowing Evans is Winston.
Here's what the Rams are doing. They see Tampa Bay in an empty set. So in an empty set, because of the threat of the blitz, the ball has to come out quick. They know the ball has to come out quick, so the defensive backs are getting a great jump on the football, just like we witnessed.
And an injured Buccaneer. It's Hawley, the center, Joe Hawley. His backup is Evan Smith. We're going to take a timeout.
This game is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Burger King, introducing the new Cheetos chicken fries, only at Burger King.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a 2nd and 20 on the 34, and you can't overemphasize the fact that 4 points left on the table by missed kicks by Tampa Bay. Those 4 would tie the game right now. 3 with a field goal, they would have been down by only 1. Puts pressure on Winston, completes it to Humphries, and Humphries is ridden out of bounds at the 39-yard line. But great pressure by Aaron Donald. Not the first time for him today.
So we already talked about this, the empty set, no backs in the backfield. The ball's got to come out quick. So what you do to counter, if you're Tampa Bay, you try to run double moves. They're going to try to run double moves down the field, but it's good discipline by the Rams secondary, not letting anything over the top, forcing Jameis to pull that down. And you throw the check down to Humphries. You see the double moves in the screen.
So it'll be 3rd down and 14. Jacquez Rodgers now the tailback there to block. And this pass by Winston is complete to Evans, and a first down into Ram territory to the 42. Davis was defending, but a 17-yard gain, and what a zip pass by Winston.
This is why his teammates love him. Not only does he deliver the strike, but he delivers the strike under duress and taking a shot to the chops by T.J. McDonald. Number 25 will sneak up here on your blitz and come off the edge. Or excuse me, that's LaMarcus Joyner, number 20. Oh, there's the shot. But I'm going to tell you something, man. Jameis is a guy that guys gravitate to. He's got that personality, that it quality. In the 4 interceptions, They don't bother him. He's going to make the tough throw. That's the one thing I wanted to see today. Would he make the tough throw? Right there, he did.
What a comeback game for him, but unfortunately for the Buccaneers, Kevin Pamphile, their left guard, is shaken up, and just a few moments after Joe Hawley went out, but Hawley is back in there at center for Tampa Bay, and Pamphile is hurt. Evan Smith has gone into the game, and while they tend to the injured player, let's check in with Kurt Menefee with a game break. Kurt.
Well, the Philadelphia Eagles are about a quarter from going to 3-0. Kenyon Barner, his first NFL touchdown. The former Oregon running back takes it 8 yards on the score. And right now, it's 34-3 is the score. 34-3. Raise your hand if you saw that coming, Dick Stockton.
My hands are by my side, Kurt, and so are Chris's, I think.
That's the NFL. Who knows what's going to happen every week? That's why it's such a beautiful game. You don't know.
So Evan Smith replaces Pamphile at left guard. It will be a first down at Ram territory on the 43. Jameis Winston getting some pressure, but another diving catch on a comeback pattern by Evans. Evans has been his guy. Not getting that separation as you talked about, but that will be another first down for Tampa Bay.
The timing of it was impeccable because the ball was delivered, again, under duress, people in his face. And he's able to throw it to Evans, whom he trusts most on this Tampa Bay offense.
Leads with 7 catches for 97 yards. Far and away the leading pass receiver in this game. First down on the 32. Quickly going, and Evans again. He likes that combination. Johnson on the tackle, but Evans having a big game, going over 100 yards receiving here, getting 15 on that play.
Just beating coverage inside, and Jameis Winston allowing him to clear Mark Barron and throw into an open spot so he can run underneath it. Look, beats the inside. There's Barron in the throwing lane, but Winston throws him open to a spot, trusting that Evans will be there.
And a first down now at the 17 as the Buccaneers are marching. And the handoff is to Rodgers, spinning his way. Jacquez Rodgers getting down to the 13. Getting 4 yards, tough yards for Rodgers.
Now, when you think of Jacquez Rodgers, you look at his size. He's a scat back, he's a speed back. No, not according to Dirk Cutter. He's tough inside runner. Just witnessed.
Got his feet wet against Arizona last week, getting 29 yards and 2 carries. 8th play of this drive. Second down and 6 at the Rams 13. That's Jackson going in motion. Not looking his way. Here's the pass overthrown, going to Cameron Brake, the tight end, as we send it down to Christina Pink.
Dick, you noted Evan Smith came in to play left guard when Kevin Pamphile got hurt. Evan Smith, one of their most versatile offensive linemen, playing left guard right now. He came in and played center already on this drive when Joe Hawley was hurt, and even played right guard last year. So certainly a guy who gets a lot of use, but in there right now at left guard.
Also, Christina, he's the fullback in their goal line run package too. So the more you can do, the better chance you got to stay in. Right, Dick?
Doing a lot today.
Yeah.
Third down and 6. Ball on the 13. This is a big third down play for Winston and Tampa Bay as the ball knocked away from behind, picked up by the Rams. The Rams have the ball, and it's Ethan Westbrooks. Westbrooks has a convoy to block, and it goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Ethan Westbrooks.
Robert Quinn, our stars are out tonight. We talk about it, right? Robert Quinn, instead of taking the kill shot, understands what it makes. A great play. Robert Quinn, watch him, beats with speed. He's such a demon off the edge. Right there, just beats with speed with the Howie Long uppercut, then a swat away from the football, and you look at the good athletic ability of Westbrooks, not falling on it, but bending his knees, picking up the ground ball, and return it. But just Robert Quinn, excellent effort, understanding and knowing where the threat is to get that left arm there to knock it out.
77-yard sack, fumble, and a return, and a defensive touchdown. So scores off of turnovers looming large in this one as Zerline adds the extra point. And still early in the fourth quarter, the Rams have opened up their biggest lead of the game, leading by 11, 31-20. Well, there's a turnover story and the points off of turnovers, and you can say, well, it's almost even, but at the time of the first Tampa Bay turnover, the interception by Mark Barron, which led to a score, it was 20-10 in favor of the Buccaneers. So 21 points.
Yeah.
A difference there. So Westbrook's, by the way, with his first career touchdown, and for Robert Quinn, 18 career forced fumbles in his career.
Just a great job of knowing he's getting run back past the quarterback, not going for any type of kill shot, but attacking the football. Beautiful efforts by Robert Quinn.
So the Rams were down by 10 before they got their turnovers. Now they're up by 11, and they're going to down it there, take it out. Is Jacquizz Rodgers on the 25-yard line. So this is almost becoming who's going to get the last punch in this game.
Yeah, I think the Rams have dialed up pretty well what they're doing. They count on their pressures with just 4 guys. It allows them to drop 7 in their zones. They're not a great man team, but they're a very good zone coverage team, and they've been solid. So for Tampa Bay, you almost have to go not close to you. They have a 4-minute drill. You need to go your 4-minute drill right now to get back into this and help Jameis get back into rhythm.
Injured player down is Chase Reynolds of the Rams, running back. Used on special teams. So he comes off. Still plenty of time in this game. Right now it's a 2-score game with 11. Here's Winston on first down. Incomplete. And Jackson, penalty goes downhill. Troy Hill. They haven't really done much with Vincent Jackson, the
Pass
33 or
interference
better.
defense, number 32. Ball is placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
Well, he's been targeted 18 times on a season with 6 catches. And again, sometimes he has a little problem separating from coverage and getting that defensive back out of his back pedal, then breaking it off.
14-yard penalty gives the Bucs another first down. This time it's completed to Cameron Brate. And Brate gets about 8 yards on first down.
Well, here's what the Rams are doing. They're going a little bit of a prevent defense, which is fine. I know people don't like that, but you want to keep the ball in front of you and make Tampa use clock. And they're doing that, and they're smart by doing that.
Even with 11 minutes to go.
Yeah, they're playing their zone, and they're really smart in playing their zone, but they're keeping everything in front. Look how far the corners are off. The corners are off 12 yards, Dick.
2nd and 8. And there's a pass out on the flat, and a good move by Sims. Jukes his man, and there goes Sims. 1 man to beat, and he is knocked out of bounds by Maurice Alexander. So Sims has always made his mark as a receiver out of the backfield and does there to the tune of 33 yards.
Well, you have gap responsibility on screens. Mark Barron will jump inside where he's got to force it outside to all the pursuit coming from the inside. Watch Mark Barron jump inside right here. Oh, they had 2 guys outside. Excuse me. Barron's outside. Tremaine Johnson's outside.
And Winston. And he's got Jackson there. So Vincent Jackson with his first catch of the game. Covered by Hill.
But screens are like runs. Everybody's got a gap, and that time they ended up with 2 guys outside, creating that lane for Sims to hit it.
Sims. And this time they get the first down to Myers. Brandon Myers has a first down for the Buccaneers, so they're using some tempo now.
Absolutely. And again, that's their rhythm, and you have to. You're down 2 scores. And plus, they operate more efficiently when they are in rhythm and tempo.
Seems like most teams do, Chris.
Yeah, it does that.
Jacquizz Rodgers now checking into the backfield. 1st and goal. And there is Winston trying to ad-lib and stay alive. Doing a good job of it so far. And throws the ball away. He had Mark Barron in his face.
You know, why? Just to go to your point that most teams do, you know, New England was the one that really kind of brought that back a little bit to go hurry up and move. And then got Brady in rhythm with a short, quick passing game, and they looked to pop you over the top. or then they start establishing a running game. A lot of tired guys on that Rams defense. Hands on hips. All those defensive linemen, one guy on a knee. Once the snap is called, though, they're off and going.
Buccaneers have had the ball, say, 7 minutes more than the Rams. It'll be second and goal from the 7. On the slant. Does he hold on to it? Russell Shepard, first time he's been targeted today, and he does. They're going to put it down at the 1-yard line.
Great job by Russell Shepard of laying out. Winston throwing the strike.
Tough catch to make.
78 reports as an eligible receiver.
Great play.
78 is eligible.
Look for a play action here, Dick. I kind of feel a little play action off of this.
Cherilus is eligible, number 78.
Ready! Blue ready!
Third down and goal, tight formation. Play action, and the pass. Touchdown to Cameron Brate.
The old bones started creaking. I felt it.
I think you ought to suit up and get out there again the way you are.
Give me a new neck and a new hip and a non-tingling right side. I'll be good. Brate sneaks out well, and good job.
We can do that.
Watch Brate. He's just going to sneak out to the corner. Everybody's thinking run, 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 run. They got people all over the place. Cody Davis misses the coverage, or Ogletree misses the coverage. One of those two has to take the tight end on the line of scrimmage and man.
And they're going to go for 2 to try to cut it to a field goal deficit. You like the 2-point conversion here?
Yes, I do. Absolutely, because it doesn't make a difference. Still.
Play action. Winston has to throw it away. Well, he didn't have to, but Jackson was back there. Even if it's intercepted, it doesn't matter. But they get the touchdown to cut the lead to 5. 1-yard pass to Brate. 7 plays. They did it in 2:44. They don't get the 2, but they make it closer. We'll be back.
Today's game is sponsored by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV.
Back here in Tampa, Cameron Brate. And every time he plays a game, people say he went to Harvard, played at Harvard, and he did. Played for the Crimson. First,
beat Yale, right? That's a rivalry, isn't it?
Yes.
You covered a few of those games, I bet.
They beat Brown yesterday, but I think it's, it's, you know, in a lot of ways, it's like Michigan, Ohio State.
Yeah, love it.
2-touchdown game as Benny Cunningham will down it there. Well, tomorrow morning, Skip and Shannon break down all the weekend's NFL action. Undisputed with Skip and Shannon weekdays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, only on FS1.
Here's what we need to do, Dick, if you're the Rams. Number 30, Todd Gurley, you got him on a roll. Anything that can take away the momentum from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if you establish and reestablish running the football with number 30 on this drive.
So you want to use the clock as much as possible.
Sure.
Who better than with Gurley, who has a couple of touchdowns today. From the 25. See what ball control does for the Rams. They start with Gurley, and he's knocked back for a loss of about 3 yards by Quan Alexander and Gerald McCoy. Make it Levante David.
Gerald McCoy is just, you know, he's just, his get off is unbelievable. He is feared by every coach in the league because he's the first one off the ball. Penetration, forcing the ball to cut back into Quan Alexander.
And he made a really great defensive play in the first half on a 3rd down and short. So now 2nd and 12 for Case Keenum. In his face, gets rid of it to Gurley, but Gurley trying to escape the clutches of the Buccaneers and can't do it. Tampa Bay was all over Keenum and then all over Gurley, and Clinton McDonald makes the play. Loss of 5 yards, and Levante David got in there.
Yeah, Levante David sniffed it out. Tim Barnes was assigned to block him in the center. That's tough duty because Levante David had his spidey senses tingling on 2nd and 12. Screen, screen, screen.
3rd down and 17. You don't want to make a mistake here if you're Keenum in the offense. Maybe get just some of it back. He wants all of it back. And the pass is overthrown, and let's see, a flag is down. So Kenny Britt might have been interfered with downfield. 2 penalty markers down, one on the 35 and one upfield at the 40.
They're going to get Verner, I know for sure, for holding or interference, and he was in good position. It's so difficult for a corner just to hold your discipline.
There were 2 fouls by the defense on the play. Holding. Number 28 is declined. Pass interference. Number 21. That's accepted. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
So you have to trust that your safety is going to be over the top to help you. You don't need to get in that position or grab or legal contact or interference, anything like that. Have hand discipline, stay off them, especially if you're in good position running with the hip, knowing that your safety's coming from the help inside.
Well, the Buccaneers had him way back, but a 20-yard penalty, and they're just about even in penalties and yards. And a first down. Here's Cunningham. Denny Cunningham carries it out to within 3 yards of a first down. Tackled by Goldston. 7-yard pickup by Cunningham.
So I've been loving me some Gerald McCoy. Well, Gerald McCoy on that play went out of his gap responsibility. Watch him. He's going to come all the way over here. He's got to stay in this gap. He's going to take himself out of the play. See him try to swim? By doing that, he creates the extra seam by getting washed past the ball.
Todd Gurley back in on 2nd and 3. Gurley will have a first down, just a yard short of midfield. So it's amazing here with the Tampa Bay defense getting him in 3rd and long, and then a pass interference penalty giving the Rams new life.
So what do we do for Tampa Bay's defense? You get out any 2 deep look that you're in, you come up to a 3 deep look, and you put people at the line of scrimmage, dare them to throw it, dare Case Keenum to beat you, and stop the run, priority number 1.
You would think that would be what defenses want to do against a Keenum offense anyway.
He's going to sneak up right there.
And Gurley nearly broke a tackle and picks up nearly 5 yards as we have under 6 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter.
Dick, I drew McDougal right there because he's the 8th man in the box. McDougal, number 30, was the on-block player, so that ball needs to bounce back to them. That's what you do. That's what gap responsibility is, and that's what an 8-man front does. Bounce it to the on-block safety.
Meanwhile, Chris Conte limped off, and Keith Tandy, number 37, replaces him in the secondary for Tampa Bay. 2nd down and 6. Here's Gurley again. And Gurley using the clock. It'll be 3rd down and 2 coming up. McDonald on the stop after the 4-yard pickup.
So what they did was spread them out to run. And we see that in college all the time. Remember the spread offense, spread those wide receivers way far out to run, create 1 gap, 1 running lane.
Now Cunningham is in. What do you see here on 3rd down and 2?
Well, I see Tampa Bay playing man and coming after it. And I look for Tavon Austin, number 11, to work his magic one-on-one on the inside slot receiver. Right there.
3rd down and 2. Keenum the pass, getting a pass rush, and this one is caught by Tavon Austin. Breaks the tackle and will walk into the end zone for a touchdown. No flags are down. Tandy, who replaced Conte, missed the tackle, and Austin goes in for the 43-yard touchdown.
You know, that's the matchup, right? That's why we were able to circle him before the play, because that's where he's going. Any one-on-one coverage, you bring Tavon Austin, work him one-on-one, and get the football to him. Putting him on a safety, Dick, it's no match. See that? There's no match. So you put Tavon Austin on a safety, it's over. And we saw that. You saw that.
Los Angeles.
Tampa didn't see it.
The Rams have called a timeout. And Tavon Austin with a 43-yard touchdown. And for Austin, his first TD of the season. The Rams using their first timeout here. Now up by 11 prior to the conversion with 4:38 to go. And the critical play in this drive was the pass interference call against the Bucs.
Yeah, absolutely. And really one that could have been avoided because Werner was in decent position. How about Case Keenum, though? How about that guy? Not so fast on the golf replacement.
14 for 26 for Keenum, 190 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and 1 interception.
He's not in a hurry either to give up his job. I mean, we had a chance to meet with him yesterday, and he said, look, my job's to be a team player, but hey, I know how to win in this league, and I want to be successful, and I want to start, and thank gosh for that.
Going for 2. He says, I understand this situation, but this is my 3rd shot. I don't know how many more I'm going to get.
Love it. He's responded. He has responded great today.
So here's the 2-point attempt.
It worked great to the backside.
And it's going to be a sneak by Keenum. Well, I'll tell you what, no one figured on that. Did anyone think that?
No, that's why it didn't work.
Okay, here was the touchdown that gives the Rams some breathing room. Tavon Austin, 43-yard score, and it's 37-26 Los Angeles. To come into a game not having scored a touchdown in the first 2 games of the season, you have a right to dance and sing and celebrate. And this is a Ram effort here, trying to keep the Buccaneers at bay. And this was the 3rd and 17 penalty that gave the Rams new life.
Yeah, and it's Werner right here. Now he's in decent position, but he grabs and holds on, which he does not need to do because he had Conti coming over the top. Then, and look, everybody knew this was coming, right? They knew the blitz was coming. Tandy was just in the ball game because Conti left. So you get a matchup by alignment, putting Tavon Austin on Tandy, and you get 6 points.
What do you do now for the Bucs? You got to throw.
You throw it through the Bucs, and if you're LA, drop back in your zones, let them get all the garbage yardage that they want. Just keep the ball in front of you.
Pamphile back in the game at left guard for the Buccaneers. His pass is thrown underneath the break, and he makes the grab. Or Sims that was, excuse me, and Joyner making the tackle. They only got 4 yards out of it, and the clock continues to run. The Buccaneers have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Quick pass, and this on time to Evans, and a first down out to the 42.
They got to keep going now. Plenty of time with those timeouts left.
Plus the 2-minute warning.
There you go. There's 4.
And the pass out, and Humphries can't handle it. So the Rams coming in this game, as we had mentioned, first 2 no touchdowns. Today they've scored 5. And they've outscored the Buccaneers 27-6 since Mark Barron, the former Buccaneer, made an interception.
Touchdown box worked. Glad he found it in the move from St. Louis.
You ought to get a carton next time. 2nd down and 10 from the 42. Winston, and it's tipped and deflected at the line, and it was deflected by Aaron Donald.
Now if you're the Rams and you're the front 4, this is money time, sack time. So if you have any bonuses in your contract, now's the time you go. Puts extra pressure on those offensive linemen, especially with a guy like Robert Quinn, who comes off the edge with speed, and Aaron Donald, who's a beast inside.
And the Rams have had 2 sacks today of their own, so it'll be 3rd down and 10 from the Bucs 42-yard line. And this pass is caught, and I think forward progress should be a first down as it goes to Vincent Jackson, and a flag is down.
Holding offense number 76. 10-yard penalty.
That was Donovan Smith, and I think they would have had the first down to Vincent Jackson. And now they're going to set the ball back. So self-inflicted wounds late in the game for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, and again, the offensive linemen are at such a disadvantage because there's no threat of any type of run by that defensive line. And when you have guys like Robert Quinn coming off the edge, the one thing you're worried about is speed, and he wants a sack. That's what he wants.
So it'll be 3rd down and 20. Back to the Bucs 32. 3:37 on the clock. 4th quarter. And Winston's pass. Humphries has it. Humphries trying to run for the first down. He'll have it. Humphries. How reliable has he been for Jameis Winston today? And a first down to the 39-yard of the Rams. 29-yard pickup before McDonald grabbed him.
Yeah, miscommunication between Johnson and Joyner. They're having a conversation right now. That conversation needs to end, and they need to get lined up.
Hurry up. Humphrey with his 7th catch of the game. Here comes pressure on Winston. And pass is thrown out of bounds, and it was intended.
Greg Williams changed it up a little bit there, Dick. That time he brought a safety blitz in from the outside where he brought Maurice Alexander on the blitz with zone behind it. Yeah, he's going to have enough of the 3-man rush and say, start bringing it.
Greg Williams, the defensive coordinator, matching wings with Dirk Cutter, former coordinators on the same Jacksonville staff. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 39. 3:04 to go. And off the hands of Sims.
Forced high by Westbrooks, number 93, on a little X game or stunt. There's an X game which one guy comes in, picks for another guy on the defensive line, and Westbrooks was able to sneak in there, getting a hit on Winston to force the high throw.
Greg Williams loves these situations, doesn't he, right here?
All defensive coordinators love them when you're up
11-point lead. 3rd down and 10. And a great catch made short of the first down by Humphries. And it'll be 4th down, but they'll have to go for it. Joyner makes the tackle on Humphries.
Yeah, I think you sneak it right here. Use one of your timeouts before the 2-minute drill.
And they're going to use, apparently, a timeout here. Or they have a measurement. They mark it at the 29. So a official's timeout for measurement. There you see Ethan Westbrooks, who's had a big role in this game, getting a breather. They're short of the first down by a foot, maybe more than that. Take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Rams, and we were talking about when does Goff get in, but looks like Keenum is in the driver's seat here. Arizona, tough game next week when Arizona lost to Buffalo today, and then they play the Buffalo Bills. Their bye week is October 30th.
Well, he told us yesterday that their offense was close. It's just a matter of play here or play there. And the thing they did this week, which they haven't done the previous 2 weeks,
reports as an eligible receiver.
Executed under pressure and made plays when the plays were needed to be made. And you look at Case's numbers, 14 for 26. He's had 5 drop passes also by his receivers.
Charles is an extra offensive lineman for the Buccaneers. 4th down and 1. Falling down, but the handoff to Sims. Sims still on his feet. Sims going to the sideline and pushed out of bounds by Trumaine Johnson. So instead of disaster on 4th down with Winston hitting the ground, Sims breaks one off to the outside, and it'll be 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
It's a beautiful job by Sims right here, making people miss. And if you're going to come up and you're a safety man and you don't wrap up, bad things happen, like Sims bouncing off you heading to the outside. If you're the safety man, please, for the good of your team, wrap your arms.
100 yards for Sims in his first NFL start. Jacquizz Rodgers is now in there. It'll be 1st down and goal. And there's the pass, knocked down. Good defensive play. Defending great was Alec Ogletree. And it'll be second down. So Sims getting 23 yards to go over the 100 mark, but now it'll be second and goal from the 7.
Nice job of Alec Ogletree. Had a good play. Should have been a great play because he dropped the interception. Ball's right there. He has a chance to make that. Great does a nice job of turning in the defender, knocking it away.
11-point lead by the Rams, trying to hold on here in the waning moments. Second down and goal. Winston flushed from the pocket, being chased by 3 defenders. Off balance, touchdown! Touchdown to Mike Evans. Evans with the touchdown. With 3 defenders in his face, Winston found Evans. So for the first time in Tampa Bay Buccaneer history, 3 consecutive games with a receiving touchdown to start the season. Mike Evans has it.
Great job by Winston, and there's trust. I'll throw it up, and I know that my guy will win the 50-50 ball with 6'5" frame.
So it's a 5-point game, trying to make it into a field goal deficit on the 2-point conversion. And here's Winston, and he tried to get it to Jackson to no avail, and it will remain 37-32.
First of all, Jameis Winston never panics, keeps his eyes alive downfield. Mike Evans, he just threw that up, hoping for the best. And when you're 6'5", Dick can go up and get it.
Well, they're down by 5, 2:15 to go, 3 timeouts. They don't have to go with the onside kick now.
No, you have no. And what I do, you got the 2-minute drill. You kick it deep, you get the ball back. Absolutely.
So if you have to use your timeouts on defense, then you have to do that. But why give up the game if you lose on the onside kick?
No, you kick it deep. You trust your defense. You put 10 guys up at the line of scrimmage. The Rams are going to force them to use their timeouts by running the football. Then you get the ball back with probably, I would say, maybe a minute 5 left or in the 50s left to give yourself a shot.
That's why that 2-point conversion was critical, because then they would only really need a field goal to tie the game. But now Tampa Bay needs a touchdown.
Watching at home right there, you can keep track of the timeouts right there. 1, 2, 3 plus the 2-minute warning gives them 4 clock stoppages.
That's called the Fox box. And by the way, Fox was the first network to put that in effect back in 1994.
Innovators.
Now everyone uses it. How could you go without it?
Exactly. You need to know the timeouts.
The Rams have to anticipate an onside kick.
Just to play
anyway.
Yeah, just to play it safe. Right there, everybody's up.
Smart move. They kick it deep. Austin. They try to run it from the 1. He's hemmed in, and down he goes at the 6. A big break for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And right now, let's quickly check in with Kurt Menefee with the game break.
Well, a lot of big breaks for the Kansas City Chiefs. Their defense has created 7 turnovers against the Jets, 5 interceptions of Ryan Fitzpatrick, this one by Derek Johnson. He returned 53 yards for a touchdown. They're in cruise control with 2 minutes left, up by 21. Dick, Chris, and Christina.
Thank you. Chris Spielman, Christina Pink, Dick Stockton with you. 2:10 to go. And the Rams will start from the 6-yard line. Buccaneers have all 3 timeouts left. And they'll also get a timeout at the 2-minute warning. Here's Todd Gurley. And we're going to get down to a timeout now called by the Buccaneers with 2:05. They still have 2 left.
That's their first.
Jamon Brown, number 68, got away with a hold right there. That should have been a penalty on the Rams.
Well, next week, start your Sunday with Fox NFL Kickoff and America's #1 pregame show. Then these Rams take on the Cardinals or other regional action. Coverage begins next Sunday at 11 Eastern right here on Fox.
Boy, if you're the Rams, you know what's gutsy? Hitting a little play action right here. That's gutsy, buddy.
Get out of trouble, maybe sealed victory.
Yeah, I think they're going to pound it, though. In Gurley, they trust.
And Case Keenum falls down, and a mix-up with his center, Tim Barnes. And now we're down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go. Again, can the Rams hang on against the on-rushing Buccaneers? We'll find out.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Lowe's.
And Ed Hockley has just announced that this game is being suspended, held up because of lightning in the area. And he's asked everyone to clear the field and the fans to find cover. So a dramatic turn of events weather-wise with 2 minutes remaining in a game in which the Rams lead Tampa Bay 37-32 and facing a 3rd down and 11. So a weather alert, and this game is going to be held up.
Probably not a bad idea for the Rams, to be honest with you, especially on a defensive side, to regroup and adjust what you're going to do once Tampa Bay, if they get the ball back, how they're going to attack.
So the players head to the locker room. And it's amazing, you have a crescendo of activity, team rallying, trying to get back into the game, trying to use their defense with a team with bad field position, and all of a sudden, and you can feel the wind even up here coming in. So there's no question it's coming in. And of course they have the radar to tell us exactly where the problems are.
And we're down here. There's the lightning strikes close by. Just got to go regroup, and you know, you can complain about delays, you can do whatever. The important thing, good coaches go in and refocus, and they plan ahead. Here's our plan of attack. If Tampa Bay does get the ball, we're still going to try to keep everything in front of us. Remember, they need 6, not 3.
So 2 minutes to go. The Rams trying to hold on. We're up 37-26 before the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on a touchdown pass from Winston to Evans. Failed on the 2-point conversion, which would have cut the deficit to 3. So many elements and so many ways to look at this game. Missed field goal, missed extra point. 4 points would make a difference. Right now, it could be a 1-point game if they had succeeded on the field goal and extra point.
Or a 3-point game to tie it.
Correct.
If they would have hit the extra point.
Correct. It's been a wild game. And for those people that were wondering whether the LA Rams would get a touchdown after being held without it for 2 games. Well, the Rams scored 5 touchdowns today. We've had turnovers galore and teams taking advantage of turnover, and there is the thunder and the lightning that we hear in the background.
Well, to me, the Rams found their offense, and they've done a really good job in by getting Gurley going. Once Gurley got going, then that offense operates at the highest efficiency. On Tampa Bay's side, Jameis Winston has moxie, or whatever that. I think moxie's a word, right? You guys used to use that back in the 40s, didn't you? You got 50s? 60s?
Keep going.
You got moxie, but Jameis has moxie. He never quits. He never stops.
How about the
he
90s?
Never surrenders. Okay.
How about the 90s? All right, so we have a weather delay. It'll be third and 11 with 2 minutes to go for the Rams. And at this point, we're going to send it to Kurt Menefee in our studios in Los Angeles, where it's dry. Weather's good in the studio, I know. All right, Kurt, and the fans, it's like the beginning of the game all over again. The game summary, the big thing is we've had an hour and 10-minute rain delay, 2 minutes to go. Rams have the ball on their own 5-yard line. I guess by now you know it's 3rd and 11. You're leading by 5 points. All right, what do you anticipate, Chris Spielman?
I anticipate Tampa just rushing for and playing at the sticks. If you go by the book, the Rams will run the football. But if they have a 3rd 11 play or a matchup that they like, they might throw it.
Because they know that each team has 2 timeouts left. 3rd down and 11 from the 5. Benny Cunningham is the running back. Case Keenum. Keenum in the end zone, and he's going deep with this one, and it is incomplete, out out of bounds was the receiver, Kenny Britt, covered well by Brent Grimes. So it'll be 4th down, and the Buccaneers have a chance.
I like the call on both sides. Aggressive by the Rams in the matchup with Kenny Britt with his height. But you know what? Grimes has a nickname. It's called bounce. Why is it called bounce? Because of that. Because he has a great vertical leap, and he's able to use that great vertical to get higher than Britt to knock it away.
Johnny Hecker had a 64-yard punt earlier in this game. Not a lot of room here, and he booms it. Back is Adam Humphries, backed up to the 31-yard line. Here's Humphries with a good return and good field position as he goes out of bounds close to the 45. So again, we must mention that because of a missed field goal and an extra point, Tampa Bay could have been well in sight of winning this game with a field goal, but they're not now, and they need a touchdown to pull it out.
And that changes how you call your defense. Right now, if you're the Rams, you want to keep everything in front of you. If they progress to the red area, you get a little bit more aggressive. One player to watch is Robert Quinn. Remember, he had a strip sack here in the second half that led to a touchdown by Westbrooks. Now he's rested. So see if the Tampa Bay will help their left tackle out. Smith on protecting Jameis Winston by getting a chip on Robert Quinn.
Starting from the 44-yard line, 2 timeouts remaining and needing a touchdown. Here's Jameis Winston with his pass, and it is caught. And a first down. Vincent Jackson, the 33-year-old veteran, into Ram territory, picking up 16.
That nice job of reading the corner, throwing the corner. Right there at 31, Maurice Alexander was up in the flat, so you have to be able to fit that in between the corner and the safety. Winston precise with his timing and targeting.
Jackson and Humphries to the right. Evans lines up wide left. From the 40, a first down, and here's a corner blitz. And here's the pass, and Humphries makes the catch to the 34-yard line for Humphries. His 9th reception of the game, and a gain of 6. Clock running. Going underneath, and the pass caught by Sims. Sims will have a first down, however, to the 27-yard line as we wind down to a minute to go. Still 2 timeouts left.
So as we progress, Jameis really likes Evans and Brait if they get into the inside the 15-yard line.
And there's the pass off the hands of Jackson. He was there, however, at the 9-yard line. Incomplete, stops the clock with 49 seconds to go, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
You know, come back to it because there's nobody around and there's a miscommunication in coverage, and it goes back to the Rams playing zone with their eyes on the quarterback. I like zone where you match up and cover guys because Vincent Jackson was standing alone.
Jameis Winston trying to make it 4 career game-winning drives, including 4th quarter and overtime. 2nd down and 10 at the 27. Quickly passes out to Sims. Sims with a great move, and he'll have a first down. Down to the 16-yard line with 37 seconds. They still have the timeouts left, and the clock continues to run.
There's got plenty of time. With 2 timeouts left, the whole area of the field is used. The ball will be snapped in time.
First down. And going for the end zone, and the pass intended for Vincent Jackson is incomplete.
So if I'm Tampa now, Mike Evans has been a big target at 6'5" in this type of area. We know by film and by conversation that Jameis trusts Mike Evans to go up and get 50-50 balls. Cameron Brait, number 84, also a target.
Career high 10 catches for Evans and 132 yards. 2nd down and 10. And going past the end zone, and Jackson, the intended receiver, but it was Troy Hill who got a hand on it. So that'll bring up 3rd and 10. 14 seconds on the clock, and the Buccaneers have both timeouts left.
Again, you're not playing necessarily defend the first down, you're defending that end zone. So you make sure you get back to those drops and defend that goal line as a defender in your zones. Keep the ball in front.
And we have a whistle and a flag down.
Donovan Smith jumped. Robert Quinn. Get you a
False
little
start
antsy.
offense, number 76. 5-yard penalty. It's third down.
Donovan Smith. So they'll mark 5 yards back to the 20.
Because that guy brings speed. Get you a little jumpy in your stance.
Tampa Bay needs a touchdown. Only way they can pull this game out. Third down and 15. And they go underneath off the hands of Sims. And now flag down at the 3-yard line. A late flag goes down.
Before the pass was thrown, illegal contact defense, number 26. That's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot and an automatic first down.
That's Mark Barron, former Buccaneer, who has an interception today, commits a huge penalty because otherwise it would have been fourth down for Tampa Bay.
Right here, and Barron's going to come into your picture. He's going to put his hands on Brait and wrap them a little bit. Again, down in this area, his favorite targets are 84 Brait, 13 Evans.
The clock is their biggest enemy right now with 9 seconds left. First down and 10. And here's the pass into the end zone, incomplete through the end zone. And it was intended for Brandon Myers, the tight end. And now 4 seconds on the clock. So it could be now or never for him, Chris.
Yeah, and here's what you have to do. In this situation, I think, look, you got to match up with 6'5" Evans. He's a guy that went up and caught a jump ball earlier, right? He's your 50-50 guy. Throw the ball up and let him go make a play on the football.
Buccaneers call a timeout. But at issue here is the clock. And it is a situation where it's second down. Forget about how many they need. They've got to go into the end zone for the touchdown.
The Rams built a picket fence, Dick, right along that goal line. If you want to rush 4, fine. Put 7 right around that goal line. You'll have 4 across the underneath coverage, and you'll have 4 on the back line of the end zone. That's 7 across. Now, if you rush 3, you can put 8 back there. But do not, if you're that underneath part of that, do not step over that goal line. Make them throw over the top of you.
So here it is, 4 seconds remaining. That's Evans. And this is it. Winston is going to go down, and the game is over. The game is over, and the LA Rams win. And again, not to belabor the obvious, but the missed points, field goal would have won it for Tampa Bay, but they missed, and the Rams hold on and win 37-32 to go 2-1. And the Rams now have beaten the Buccaneers each of the last 5 years.
Throw the ball. You don't want to eat it. You got to understand that somebody's coming to get you. And this is a relief for this guy right here, Jeff Fisher. Our young team just learned how to win today under adverse circumstances.
So the Rams win, and the Bucs now drop to 1-2. They have dropped their last 4 home openers in a dramatic finish after a 70-minute weather delay. We'll be back here in Tampa in just a moment.